Welcome to the Albert Road. I am Jordan, and today we're going to react to I know it's Piers Morgan, I know, but still, just the ideas of Alan Dershowitz versus Mohammad Marandi, once again, pro-Israel, pro-Iran, like propaganda, level support for one side or the other. To hear that clash out loud, I think is actually important to hear for thinkers. So thus, I'm going there, and I'll play that. But before I get started, don't forget to share support. Hopefully, donate to all the links in the description box. Also, please join the Discord if you want to. We're in that Discord right now. All things are welcome. And obviously, everything I show you will be linked in that same description box. And I'm going to start with this. Actually, now we've seen the pro-Israel people out there, right? And how outlandish kind of their statements are in the face of blowing hospitals up or universities up or schools, kindergartens, blowing them up too. Uh, it's outlandish, blatantly, right? But what's being missed, I think, in my humble opinion, uh, is that the other side and their own version of propagandists are doing the same, not the same thing. They'll instead of actually it's full blown empathy towards oh my god, you blew up a school or you killed a bunch of kids. Uh, it seems like they'll use that as a way to say we should kill them back. Versus in my mindset, at least, my opinion, right? Personally, for me, of care everywhere, no matter what. Always care, always empathy, no matter what, no matter what.
Is is shooting precise caring? Precision, that's caring.
Shooting, what do you mean?
Accuracy when you aim, that's caring.
It's a form of care for hitting your target, I guess, but not care in the way I mean it. A capital C care. Capital C care means you look at yourself and what you're doing, your own actions, and consider it, right? Very much so consider it. As in man, am I fucking up? What's my aim? What's my goals, right? That's capital C care versus I'm adopting the world that's around me, right? These guys are shooting at us. So let's shoot back. That's a different mentality. That's on your deathbed, you regret everything you fucking did. That's very scary of a life experience to me. But for others, it's normal. But unfortunately, so thus, okay, different levels of care, right? It's unfortunate that for Alan Dershowitz, I care more about Jewish people than he does. And for Marandi, I care more about Iranians than he does. That's very unfortunate. By my definition, though, right? I'm not the leader of the world. I don't decide the world's views on things. But my worldview, I care more about them than they care about themselves. And that's very unfortunate. Very, very much so unfortunate. But then again, it's normal, isn't it? It's normal now, isn't it? But let's showcase real fast before we get to the debate. Here is the guy we're about to see, right? Professor Marandi, who says Iran is fully prepared for all-out war. Now, is that a statement of I'm an intellectual professor guy? Or is that the statement of let's go to war, let's do it? Instead of sadness and damn, we're here now, guys? Fuck. It's not even in that terms of in a way self-defense of oh my god, we're here now? Fuck. I feel I have to do this, right? It gives more of a sense of I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this. Can't wait. In the realm of people dying, right? And I'm sure Marandi probably understands as much as Dershowitz might understand. Although I think Dershowitz is a little bit more twisted socially that we've seen, or mentality's twisted a little bit more. But Marandi is, I think, twisted as well, to where it's yeah, you in your own minds have come up with yeah, I'm ready to go to war, but they won't be fighting. They won't. It'll be some young man or young woman on either side, where the society tricked them into like this is the way we should do things. It'll be those guys with their bodies piled up on the fucking battlefield, straight up. And and here's the thing, uh, maybe those guys consider that idea, but because of the situation they're in, they can't admit that. They can't bring up the idea of, oh my God, young Iranian men or women are about to die for the sake of this war, of winning this war. They can't say that because that's against national morale. Or for Dershowitz and his, I guess, favoritism towards Israel and the U.S. apparatus that exists, right? He can't say, well, yeah, people are going to die here. Right? He can't bring up, mom from Mississippi. Hey, your kid's going to die here. He can't bring that up. It's not even like a somber version of, hey, it's self defense. We're doing what we got to do. Go ahead, analytical.
Trump earlier, like when the war started, like like a month in, he said, this is war. People going to die. He did say that.
He did say that, but in what sense?
So
almost like
you're gonna die.
Well, it's almost like a plastic version of that versus like, hey guys, listen up. Camera, zoom in. Camera, zoom in. Hey guys, the people you love, your kids potentially, they're gonna die in this war. They're gonna die here. It's for freedom, but they're gonna die. Has he done that? Of course not. Of course not. Like really, like make it hit home to the people that are supposed to be like the people you're supposed to be like representing. Make it hit home, please. I beg you to. They're not doing that though, are they? Marandi or Dershowitz and Trump. They're not doing that. And leadership in Iran. They're not doing that, are they?
Because none of their kids are at war fighting. That's why.
Well, it's like whether you view it as, we're doing what must be done for the sake of preserving our way of life or our ideas or our countries or whatever the fuck. You are using people as pawns. And if you're gonna go that route, because listen, I empathize, right? If hey man, you feel like you're being attacked, you're fighting back. I can empathize with that. But the lying shit around it, the propaganda around it, that is a no-go for me. And thus, you shouldn't be there.
America,
in my opinion.
That's what America do.
But Iran does. That's the thing about it. That's what Iran does too. They do it too. They think hold on, real fast. They think that the way they can win is by copying the U.S. doing sneaky tactics in their minds, right? If they're like, the U.S. does this, it does that. You know what? We'll copy that and like give them their own like humble pie about it. Like,
Taste their own medicine.
Yeah, exactly. But like you're copying them, which makes you what? Devil worshipping ass.
No difference.
Exactly. How are you fucking better? You're not. But don't worry, you'll have cheerleaders out here on fucking the Gray Zone or some fucking channel dick riding you for doing so. Like, no, bro. Listen, it's self-defense, man. Let them do it. Or Mr. Marandi, who's nowhere near a fucking battlefield. He's here for intellectual statements and propaganda for his country. Once again, I can empathize. I get it. I get why you're doing that. But it's still kindergarten at the end of the day. It's still dumb fuck, sophomoric bullshit. It is. And that's where we're at. We're stuck there, apparently. And guess what? People will once again, they'll tell me to shut the fuck up. Like, listen, Iran, it's self-defense in Iran. That's what the Lego videos are. That's what their statements of how powerful their weapons are. That's for self-defense? Really? Interesting. They have to, Jordan. They have to. They don't. But then again, when it comes to these mentally ill fucking people, pathological people, it makes sense for them. On their deathbeds, they'll be like, fuck, I fucked up. Unfortunately. That's where we're at. Either way, let's play, I guess, on this thing. Actually, I'll reset real fast so it doesn't lag. Fuck you, Discord. I mean, I love you. I love you, Discord. But all right, let's apply. Here we go.
And brokering the terms of peace.
I know it's Piers
Professor
Morgan.
at Tehran
Jesus,
University,
leave me alone.
Mohammad Marandi, and lawyer, scholar, and author Alan Dershowitz. Well, welcome to both of you. We've not had you two
Is he in a fucking
debate
Oh, they're
attic?
both
on Uncensored.
lunatics.
I hope we can conduct
Somewhere
I
Ed
forgot
is
who
getting triggered
Marandi
right now
was.
with you making this
Did
video.
stupid
Sorry,
shit
just want to
too.
put that out there. And hello, Ed.
Ugh.
Good
If
for
you're
you,
listening.
Ed. Good for you, Ed. Get him. Get that fucking
Ed's
guy
here.
named Jordan. Get him. Let him know. Also, Alan Dershowitz is definitely in like an attic, right? Where like the pictures
The
are
roof
like,
slanted.
yeah, they're like slanted
Yeah.
almost. He's definitely in the attic somewhere. In summer, Alan, like what are you doing to yourself? But all right, here we go.
He's Anne Franking. He's Anne Franken in advance.
Oh my god.
He's in Anne Frank's. He's in Anne Frank. I'm sorry.
Oh fuck, dude. I'm fucking crying laughing because I don't think you two hear each other, Sebs and Dubster. But you both said Anne Frank.
No,
in
I
the
got
attic.
her muted.
Oh, you heard her? Okay,
got her
okay.
muted.
Okay. But that was hilarious.
No, I have her. I have her muted. Is what I said.
Oh, you guys have each other muted, and you both said Anne Frank in the attic, which is the Anne Frank joke is like not bad, but like you two doing it,
Telekinesis.
you two doing it at the same time is, I mean, peak hilarity for me. But anyways,
First of all, you were thinking that too. You were thinking.
I was not thinking that. No, I did. I swear to God, that's why the Anne Frank joke was
What's
funny
the
to me.
first thing? Attic, Jewish. Come on.
I didn't think. I swear to God, I did not think of that. But you two saying it at the same time is hilarious.
I swear to God, he's gonna be like, I'm actually live from Germany.
I'm at Anne Frank's actual attic right now. The attic she hidden. I'm there right now, live on
I'm
scene.
dying.
All right, let's apply. Here we go. This is going to be probably ridiculous of a discussion, but let's hear it out between Alan Dershowitz and Professor Marandi. Here we go.
lawyer, scholar, and author Alan Dershowitz. Well, welcome to both of you. We've not had you two debating on Uncensored. I hope we can conduct it in a civilized manner.
Stop lying,
Mohammad
Piers. We know
Marandi,
what you're
let me start
doing.
with you. You know, I've been having a lot of debates in the last few days about the state of this war, and it seems to me that whatever people think of the Iranian regime, it is holding out against the might of the American and Israeli military pretty capably so far. We're nearly 5 months into this war. What is your overall assessment of where the war is?
Well, contrary to what I heard in your little love fest with the spokesman
Your
of the
little love
genocidal regime,
He's
the
smoke already. He's got the smoke ready.
regime in Washington and the regime in Tel Aviv have both failed utterly in their war of aggression on Iran, both last year and this year. And of course, it was always based on a lie. And we know that they were lying. The International Atomic Energy Agency has never indicated that Iran at any point was seeking a nuclear weapon.
There's been some, I think like a sense of compromise nature to the IAEA within the last several years. I think so. I think they've been spilling propaganda as well. Once again, and that's not me being on Team Iran at all. Listen, at all. But still, propaganda is propaganda, and I think IAEA has definitely sided with like Western powers in regards to that, even though they had like direct access to, on paper at least, right? They had direct access to years ago, like Iranians' nuclear supply and their levels of enrichment, right? But it's in the world of politics, man. In the world of geopolitics, these guys in foreign policy, these guys like play games. It's with us, right? It's not necessarily for them. It's more so for us, for the audience watching. They're the ones that you guys are the ones that they're trying to play. Just keeping it honest. But all right, here we go.
That Iran at any point was seeking a nuclear weapon. U.S. intelligence since 2003, at least since then, admits that Iran was never seeking a nuclear weapon. Tulsi Gabbard just last year, under oath, said Iran was not seeking a nuclear weapon.
She took that
And then
back.
she changed it.
Yeah, she took it back. So,
Right.
and changed it to like
She
what,
covered
weeks
her
away?
ass, basically. She said both. So there you go.
She said one under confirmation for getting the DIA or DNI. I mean,
Both were under oath.
yes, but then the other one was no. That the other one wasn't under oath. I don't think. I think that was her.
They were both in
Public
front of
statements.
Congress. It was under oath every time you're in front of Congress.
No, am I tripping? I think the first one was in front of Congress. Sure, the confirmation hearing, right? But I think the next one wasn't that
I watched
wasn't that
it.
her
It was
saying
both times that was
statements?
in front of Congress.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, it had all of them on it. It had all of them. It had Cash Patel there.
Okay, fair enough. I thought the second one was like her saying that like as a statement or on social media or some shit like that. It may be like my brain farting on that one. Fair enough to you. That's the case. But either way, like she
But
went
they
back.
don't
on her
have a
story.
weapon though.
Yeah, but she went back on her story saying like from like they're not doing this, right? And they're like, what is it, like years away? Then I mean like that summer, right? She's like, oh my god, these guys are like weeks away or maybe months away, like very close to having one,
Mhm.
and that like helped sell the initial bombings from the U.S., right?
Yeah, and she also defaulted to her fucking manufactured, setting when she said, Donald Trump is the leader of our country, and he's going to make a decision based on the information. Like,
yeah.
so.
I mean, like, if you have a brain, listen,
was
at that
recent.
time period, listen, if you were falling for Trump, you're an idiot. But right now, you can look back at that shit back then and be like, hey, man, that's some stupid shit. Like, she lied to us. If you're a Trump fan at this point right now, right, in summer 2026, looking back, you could be like, okay, they lied to us. They lied to us. You could probably say that, like, probably confidently say that now. But all right, let's
Also,
good.
not to segue, but did you hear about her brother?
Her brother? No. What's that?
He was arrested recently for
what?
soliciting a minor.
Oh my god.
I knew it.
Oh my
I knew
God.
it. It has to be some with some kids.
Yeah.
That side is always with kids. They
In Hawaii.
love kids. They love the kids like Wu-Tang, huh?
Yeah.
I did not hear
Yeah.
that.
I was about
Yeah. On the news, but it's been like hushed for some reason.
of course.
I don't know.
Well,
And some
I
people
mean,
say that that's the real reason why she resigned. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't. Who knows? People are going to say whatever. But
Yeah.
it's interesting though. It's like, oh,
well,
very sad.
to add the main
Typical.
story was that her husband had cancer, right? And that's why she left. Was the official
yeah.
statement from the White House and from the
Yeah.
offices of the DNI and all that stuff, right? That was the official statement. But
The lawyers and the publicists. Yes.
yeah. But okay, I'll keep my eye on that one. I did not know that, honestly.
Yeah. I'll link it.
Which means you guys will see it in the description box. But, all right, let's hit play. Here we go.
And Joe Kent, in his resignation letter at the beginning
Like
of
he'll
the
use Joe
war,
Kent
an
too.
appointee
Joe
by
Kent's
Trump,
like, yo,
head of
sorry. I had to pause that right there because, like, for the sake of propaganda, I'll use whatever it takes, whatever information I need to use, I'll use it. Even though Joe Kent's saying like, yeah,
They'll
we
even
should
use
we should have
Marco
bombed them.
Rubio, Jordan. They'll use Marco
Exactly.
Rubio. Marco Rubio told the truth in the beginning. Like, what?
A guy was saying like, yeah, we needed to bomb Iran in different situations, right? But right now, PR wise, you can use Joe Kent to say like, hey, man, Israel is doing this and making the U.S. do this. You know, U.S., I'm not your enemy. Israel is, and thus you're selling your own war in that sense. But Piers Morgan doesn't care about that or critical thinking, anything like that. So thus we're here. Meanwhile, like both gentlemen should be questioned. Hardcore questioned.
And Bassem Youssef does the same thing. I just want to put that out there. Egyptian.
There you go.
Shifty.
It's like they team playing ass shit. And Marandi is blatantly a team playing for Iran. Blatantly. Whether he's correct on the information or not, he's using the information for the sake of selling an idea to you, the audience. They're saying, you guys are stupid. Let me trick you. That's what all three people on screen are doing and the apparatus that they represent. That is what's happening.
With no context about the framing of the information, who it's coming from, why, when.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like the fucking meat of the whole thing. So, in my opinion, maybe he doesn't know. I don't know.
That's
But I doubt it.
that's a rough one for me to believe in at this point.
Yeah.
With this guy, it's when U.S. or Israeli bombs hit, I see Dershowitz like, yeah, get him. If Iranian bombs hit, I see Marandi going, yeah, get him.
Yeah.
I'm like, you have the same illness, don't you? For whatever reason.
Yeah.
Whatever reason, you have the same fucking illness.
Well, it's interesting. The only reason why I bring up Bassem Youssef is because he's kind of operating the same way.
Yeah.
And he says that about
he
Tucker
does.
Carlson or Candace Owens. Like, we can use their platform to, put out the message. And, Tucker Carlson has done more for, anti-Islam bigotry than anybody in the whole world ever. So it's just weird.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, they value Candace or Tucker at such a level.
Or Joe Kent.
Or Joe Kent as a valuable word sake person versus I'll be honest, like I probably care more about Candace and Tucker and Joe Kent than these guys do. Way more, actually.
Bro, you missed what Candace said today, dude. She said some wild
I did
shit.
miss it.
It was less than a paragraph, and it was and like she just moved on. Like, no, okay, this is just another chapter in the story. No, it's fucking huge. But I'll let
In regards
What
to
that
what?
black bitch say?
In regards to what?
What that black bitch say?
Jesus.
They
In regards to what?
evacuated the hospital 2 hours before Charlie Kirk arrived, or they
Wait, what?
Yeah, and they cleared the wing he was going to go into. And she says she has a witness to that.
Okay, so she's saying like
What
a
does
full
she?
blown operation where there's so many hands involved, and right? You're saying that's what she was saying, basically, in your opinion.
She said she has a witness to it.
Okay. Well, okay. Either way,
And just moved on.
I could listen.
Like that ain't the biggest fucking story of the fucking year.
We had our little roll with Candace, so we know what it is already. Like we know, we get we get what the fuck she's doing. But let's get back to this. Let's hear where they go.
Bullshit merchant.
Yeah. Psychopathic Oprah. All right, here we go.
Said Iran was not seeking a nuclear weapon. And Joe Kent, in his resignation letter at the beginning of the war, an appointee by Trump, head of anti-terrorism, he said that Iran was not seeking a nuclear weapon and that it was not a threat to the United States, contrary to what the madman was saying before this discussion. But we know that Joe Kent also said the reason for this war is the Zionist lobby and the Israeli regime. And yes, the United States they failed in the 40 days of war. They failed in the 12-day war. They failed in the 40 days of battle. They failed in siege warfare against the Iranian people, and they failed in the recent conflict with or aggression with the Iranians. And they will fail in future. And they are the United States under pressure from Zionists. They are pushing the global economy towards a cliff. And if this continues, we will have a global economic depression.
Mr. Marandi, do you have any problems with the Iranian government? Any problems? And when you hear the answer, you'll be like, oh, okay, you're in game mode. Got it. Once again, I can empathize with that. Hold on, real fast. I can empathize with like, hey, I can't say something bad about this country right now or whatever because it'll like look bad. And I need the win. But then again, it's like, yo, isn't that what your opponent's doing too? That's the main question there, right? But no one's going to ask him that. And in fact, he won't appear in front of people that will ask him that. Just like Dershowitz won't. It is what it is. It is what it is. And that's unfortunate when it comes to the idea of honesty and honor, care, love. These are fucking back seats to win the fucking war. And that's so unfortunate. Very unfortunate. That's where we're at. We're dumb fuck humans. Fucking creating our own messes. Digging our own graves. That's what we're doing. So, and welcome to the Devil Worshipping Club, Mr. Marandi. Welcome. Sorry, my guess. I'll have to hear more, but my guess is
Just
you're on that
FY,
side.
sorry.
Good.
No, just FYI, I just put the Tulsi Gabbard thing from Hawaii News now on the archive.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt.
Fair enough. That will be linked for the audience. Maybe I play it at some point here. But
No, yeah, it's just like an article that's talking
show
about
it.
how he was doing a stranger danger, inviting children to hotel room, offering money.
fuck man.
Sounds kind of weird.
Waikiki Hotel? Was it the
Yeah.
Waikiki Hotel?
It was a hotel in Waikiki, yeah, in Honolulu.
I posted one in the politics myself.
Mhm.
Okay. If you link it in archives too. If there's if you like want it to be shown or people can see it,
Oh, the
analytical
picture? Oh, okay.
or
okay.
anything. If you're like, yeah, I want this to be seen, for the people that are potentially watching this, I will link all of that shit. So it's just easier to find because our politics channel here gets a little rowdy and polluted, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, somebody had my name in their mouth. I see it.
Oh God,
I think he's
my
here right
friend
now.
is here.
Somebody, yeah,
Right
somebody's in love with me. Pause. Yeah, he ain't gonna say now. What's up?
I mean, you can say whatever you want, analytical. This fool ain't unmuting and saying words out loud. I'm just keeping it a buck. Just being honest with you. You ain't gonna say shit. It is what it is. Anyways, let's play.
He
Here
just
we go.
wants to be the cream to your peaches.
Anyways, here we go.
Alan Dershowitz, your response to
Shut
that.
the soundboards.
We are
That's the
in
real Graham Ranch.
1935 Germany. Versailles Treaty.
We are in
Germany's
1935
starting to
Germany.
rearm. It's drafting people. It's violating the treaty. And England and France could have destroyed in a preventive war what eventually resulted in 100 million deaths from Nazi Germany, but they didn't. Why? Because if they had gone in 1935, it would have been messy. It wouldn't have happened in 5 days. It would have taken time. It would have used.
Wait. Is he saying we're in the precursors of the Holocaust? Is he saying that? If we just acted now, we could like fix things before it popped off that way. Is he saying that right now? I think he's saying that.
Yeah, because of the socialism. Remember, his whole thing is socialism, and that's the end. That's Nazism.
Now,
So-
to be
They
fair,
always
Subs, he was talking to Mark
That's what they
Levin,
said in the
right?
1940s.
Maybe his language changes here as far as like argumentation. Maybe it changes a
Oh,
bit.
true.
Let's see where he
True.
goes. Let's give him.
Yeah.
Let's give Alan. Let's give
I
the
bet. Okay.
the Dersh a chance. Here we go.
I bet.
How dare you give Dersh the floor is yours.
I will allow him to cook his matzo ball.
The-
Go ahead.
The Dersh, the floor is yours. Here we go.
It wouldn't have happened in 5 days. It would have taken time. It would have it would have involved casualties. But in the end, 100 million lives would have been saved. And that's where we are today. Look, Iran is trying to
100 million.
develop a nuclear weapon. Forget about what he or anybody else says.
He's saying total.
Sane, rational person has to assume that Iran would develop a nuclear weapon if it could, and as President Trump has said, would probably use it, maybe not from a bomb, but maybe by giving it to terrorist groups. And so what we have.
Iran does not need to build a nuke. If they really want one, and their allies are truly their allies, Russia and China could just give them one.
On paper, I agree. On paper, I agree. As far as like the narratives of like, okay, who's allied with who, and how much do they love their allies? On paper, this is what's being said narrative wise, right? Of like, hey, like China can give them one, or Russia could, but that's not where Alan's. Even that, I don't think like Alan's talked from there either. Honestly, I don't think he's there either. It might be like Laura Loomer at this point, potentially. Like she might say that, but Alan Dershowitz, I don't think he's there yet. But all right, here we go.
Bro, if they shot up a nuke, or there was like a dirty bomb kind of thing, you couldn't say 100 million as a definitive number anyway, because you don't know what the response would be from anyone in the world, any country in the world.
Yeah, technically, yes, I agree with you, but Once again, we're dealing with, I think, 3 propagandists on our screen right now, as far as where their argumentation will go to.
Well, I get that. That's why I think I needed to say that for clarity for
Fair enough.
anybody listening to your video.
Fair enough.
It's like, that's not a definitive number.
Yeah, it's a lot more complication than what these propagandists will say out loud, probably, in my humble opinion. And that's why I agree with you. I agree with you on that. But all right, here we go.
Nuclear weapon, if it could, and as President Trump has said, would probably use it, maybe not from a bomb, but maybe by giving it to terrorist groups. And so what we have is a situation where
that's Saddam
the
Hussein,
United
right?
States and Israel
You consider them terrorists.
Great catastrophe.
That's
and as your
Saddam in
previous
Iraq,
guest
right?
from Israel said, they've already done that. They've set back the nuclear program. We don't know whether it's months or years, but it's not imminent anymore. And so it has succeeded to that extent, but it's messy and it's very difficult and it's not going to have a clear resolution, but it's better than the alternative, because the alternative would have been Iran developing a nuclear weapon and having the world beholden to it because it has a nuclear weapon. We made a mistake in North Korea. We allowed them to develop nuclear weapons. The other countries that have nuclear weapons aren't going to use them. But Iran has a policy of being able to use every weapon it can to destroy the great Satan, the United States, and the small Satan, Israel. And so I really think that this war, unsuccessful as it has been to produce a final result, will go down in history as probably the most important war since World War II, in the sense of at least setting back and preventing an even greater catastrophe from occurring. It's not perfect, and it will have all kinds of problems, and nobody should claim that the nuclear program has been completely obliterated or that it's been a complete success. It's not a complete success. It's just a lot better than the alternative.
But is it a remote success, Alan? Because last time I checked, the Iranian regime still has all its enriched uranium. They've given no indication that they're prepared to surrender any of that. And their chances, therefore, of developing the nuclear weapon in the way that you fear seem to be exactly the same as they were before all this. And again, I'll repeat to what I said to Doran Spillman, which is, we were assured at the end of a 12-day war by President Trump that had put back Iran's nuclear aspirations in terms of developing a nuclear weapon by decades. And yet 8 months later, we have to launch a fully fledged war against them because they're about to use nuclear weapons. These things can't all be true.
No, it's true. That's absolutely accurate. But what it has done is it's set back the program considerably. For example, yes, they still have enriched uranium. By the way, why do they have it if they're not trying to develop nuclear weapons? But they're buried. And both Israel and the United States have satellite eyes on it. And right now, it's not accessible to them. Right now, their centrifuges are in great difficulty. Small victories when it comes to preventing nuclear war are very, very important. And, I think a lot of people make the mistake of assuming one side is going to win, one side is going to lose. No, we can have a calibrated successes. And what we're seeing here is a calibrated success in setting back the nuclear program, not 20 years, not 6 months, probably a couple of years. The threat is not imminent, and there are many things that can happen. We don't know what the fate of Pickaxe Mountain is going to be. It too may be subject to attack because of its ability to produce perhaps nuclear weapons. This is an ongoing battle. It will not end in 5 weeks. It will not end in 5 years. The goal is to make sure that Iran never, ever, ever, under any circumstances, develops nuclear weapons. And my opponent on the other side doesn't seem to have a problem with that. He doesn't think Iran ever wants to develop nuclear weapons. So why don't you come to the table, make a deal that will make it absolutely impossible to do what you say Iran wants to do, and that is not develop a nuclear weapon. We can have peace if you come to the table and present the United States and the world with an airtight, not the old plan, but an airtight plan to do what you say you want to do. That is, prevent Iran from developing nuclear weapons. So here,
I have to stop him there. Wow. Okay. Now I already know Morandi's answer for all of that. He's gonna say like we did come to the table and you guys said no. And I think what's more interesting from Alan Dershowitz's answer here, he's reflecting more so of the U.S. apparatus answer more so than the Israeli one, like their apparatus. In words, he's representing more of the Trump administration more so than the Netanyahu administration, right? Like a lot more actually, which should be a little bit ironic or interesting for the audience. Now, I'm sure people will say, "Well, Trump's owned by Israel, so thus him saying this is basically another offshoot of Israeli talking points, right?" But still, in words at least, you have to consider the idea like he's saying more of the U.S. apparatus than Israeli, for sure. And I assume that Morandi's answer is going to be like, well, listen, we came to the table. The idea of nuclear weapons was, we said no to that in dealings, right? Hey, guys, you want no nukes? We will only enrich to this level for the sake of like no nuclear warhead type of situation, right? Only like civilian level nuclear enrichment for the sake of energy and all that stuff, right? That's going to be his answer, probably. And when we offered that, he'll say them, but he means we. When that's offered, you guys said no. You said no enrichment at all. In fact, you said outsource your enrichment, as in like some other thing, some other entity like outside of Iran,
Well,
and
did you
enrich
hear
uranium
what?
and then give it back to us.
Did you hear what Dershowitz said about that? He
What's
said
that?
any enrichment means nukes.
Which is the Trump administration, yeah, or so far at least, right? That's been their
So
administration.
yeah, so with that wrong answer, that's what you're always going to get.
Yeah, I mean the MOU, right, for the U.S. where they like all these concessions that were set on paper, and I'm like, that's not gonna, those things are not gonna happen. So thus you find an excuse to leave it, right? To not follow that MOU. In fact, when you don't follow it, you blame the other side, which is what has played out, right? Hey, this MOU is broken because of what Iran's done, right? And thus you end up in this like kind of quagmire, like intellectual quagmire, where now and once again, one of my main focuses is the audience, right? Not necessarily my YouTube channel or you guys in Discord, but more so like the general audience. They are lining up and picking teams as they hear this. Probably more so leaning towards Marandi, for sure. But ultimately, still picking sides and teams instead of thinking critically, right? And thus, we end up being fucked. Essentially, if you're an actual critical thinker, you end up in fucked land because people are buying sides. And if you argue like, hey, man, maybe this Marandi guy might be a propagandist for Iran. If you say that, they're like, shut up, bro. Like he's a good guy. Why is he a good guy? Well, he's fighting against Alan Dershowitz in Israel. So thus he's a good guy. And that's the logic we have to like deal with now. If you're a actual thinking person, in my humble opinion, at least. Here's where we're at. But let's hit play. Let's see how Marandi answers this. Actually, I'll reset real fast just to make sure. And yes, he's giggling because he knows he has the counterpoints to be said, whether true or not, right? Whether true or not. I wish it was like fully about truth, right? But unfortunately, I don't think it is. As in, there's something that's actually negative about Iran, this guy might not say it. He might hide it or cover it up for the sake of winning the fucking politics, right? Winning the audience over, which is what that's what both these guys are trying to do, essentially. I think.
He's going to tell us they're not Muslim.
Well, if it gets that drastic, potentially, but not now. He's not doing that. I don't think.
Well, that's something bad about him that they should be hiding.
Okay. All right. I thought I'd made more sense than that. Okay. Then. Anyways, let's apply. Let's see Marandi's answer. Here we go.
Want to do that is prevent Iran from developing nuclear weapons. So here we can be on the same page here, and we can avoid further war. Just come to the table and do that. Just assure the world
They're
that
already
your
in that
promise,
agreement,
which is hollow,
Okay.
obviously, speaking on behalf of the Iranian regime, that
its
you don't
face,
want to develop nuclear weapons, that your promise can actually be made.
They're already in that deal. We already know that. So thus, you look fucking stupid by saying this. And once again, the crowd will pick Marandi on this, probably. Here we go.
That you don't want to develop
They
nuclear
memorized
weapons,
Dave
that
Smith
your promise
things.
can actually be made certain on the ground. Then we can have peace.
Okay, Professor Marandi.
Oh, is it my turn? Because you've been, for the last half an hour, you've been busy with the spokesman for
It's
genocide
like rappers.
and
Shit
Epstein's buddy, who used to go to Rape Island
With that already,
with
that we're
him.
starting with, I'm a lawyer, and so we're starting with
Pierce is like, yes, bring up Epstein, yes. Make it into this instead of like an argument about the topic. But bring in Epstein. Aren't you like Epstein's lawyer? Aren't you that? Huh? What's up? Make it into that. But here we go.
with that already.
with
that we're
him.
starting with,
No,
I
Pierce
knew
loves it. This
you
is like
were-
part time for him. He's on vacation right now.
I
He's
know.
just got like
He's not even there, bro. He's just like,
he hears the seagulls from outside the window. He does not care. He's like, yeah, keep going. Epstein,
he's
Like,
got,
just making money. like-
he's got
So this
fucking.
is Operation Epstein, right? Operation Epic Epstein, right?
It's
That's what
Operation.
I call it. Operation Epic Epstein. Epic Epstein Fury. That's what I call this war.
It's called Operation Piers Morgan. He has swim trunks on. He's on his feet are in the sand. That is a like makeshift green screen behind him. If that screen falls, you'll see the ocean. Like that's where he's at.
Deadass.
He's chilling.
He is not here.
He's
He's
li-
too tan. Look at him.
He's like
He's
good.
sun-kissed.
Like good. Epstein, good. Bring that shit up. Good.
Mhm.
All right.
You
Here
ain't hear that in a while.
all
Yeah,
right.
look at him.
He's
Looks
chilling,
extra
bro.
crispy.
He's got a new haircut and shit. He's chilling, bro. One button down.
Word. He got a nice fade. Word.
The
He's
haircut
fly.
too.
He's got the taper
fly.
on. He's got the taper. He's chilling, bro. All right. Here we go.
For a person who frequented Rape Island, I think anything
Rape
that he
Island.
says
You know,
is nonsense. And
Yeah.
see,
Say it again.
I listened to him, but he's a lawyer, yet he cannot tolerate the words of a layman. That's how weak his argument is. Now, of
The
course,
shit talking.
someone who supports
Oh,
the genocidal regime of Israel would say this sort of nonsense. And of course, we recall how the South African government in its
Alan's pissed.
ICJ complaint showed genocidal intent by the Israeli regime.
He's
including
more
the
upset
Israeli Prime
than he was
Minister.
denied it for
This
rope.
spokesman
I know.
we brought on and had this little love fest
Okay.
before this discussion.
All I wore was a shirt.
And
You know
where's
what
my
you're doing
brogue at?
making, Professor
For
Marandi.
outside.
Professor Marandi, just to be clear, it wasn't a love
I can
fest.
spend
I
my
asked him
I
some
can
tough
spend my
questions.
time
I
saying
made some
what I
tough
want.
statements. I treated
Yeah,
it.
he
with
can.
the
Yes,
same,
he can.
I treated him with the same respect
No,
I try
you
and treat
didn't.
you until you
never
inevitably,
interrupted him.
till you inevitably go, till you always
never interrupted him.
invariably go ad hominem on people. Try not to go ad hominem.
Ad
Stop with the silly
hominem?
cheeks.
I-
Stick to the proper debate
fell
we're
for that
having.
shit, you got
And
fucking
viewer
played.
may learn
Fight
something.
dirty.
They
Force
played you.
yourself.
Fight dirty.
Let
But you
the
have to talk
viewers
about
judge,
everything.
Pierce. I know where you stand, Pierce. I saw your previous interview with Ehud Barak. I saw it with this spokesman. We know where you stand, so that's not really important. But the point is that
Where do you think I stand? Well, where do you think I stand?
Yo, Piers, shut the fuck up. Not about you. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Anyways, also Marandi, like you can like actually take down his points if you want to for Dershowitz, but instead you are going into let's fucking win the day. It's not once again not for him, not for his. Well, I'm sure it's maybe partially for his pride, but it's probably mainly for the audience. Is the attempt? It's a wink at the audience, most likely, which means
What? He was on an island? He was on an island? What?
Wait, what?
No, I'm saying when he said that, that's how the
yeah.
viewers think. What? He was on an island?
Yeah, and people already believe that. They're already there with Dershowitz, for sure. But and they're already against Israel and the U.S. in their war with Iran. They're already against that, and he's like leading. He's like, leading that direction. But I think it's like for me personally, I think it's a dishonest way of doing it. I think it's dishonest, and not honorable. But who cares? Let's win a war, all right? So, all right, here we go.
No love.
You stand with the.
What was that? Sorry.
I was gonna say everything's fair in love and war.
Yeah, not for Jesus though, or Buddha. Not for those guys. Not all fair.
Well,
Buddha doesn't exist.
and them, well, I was gonna say they're not here right now, so.
Well, something they do. They are here. But all right.
Well,
not physical.
The ones that believe in Buddha are wrong.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Where do you think I stand? Where do you think I stand?
You stand with the genocide. You stand with the ethno-supremacist regime. I once asked you 3 times in a row, do you consider an ethno-supremacist regime to be legitimate? And you refuse to answer. And the tone of your language, the fact that you're not allowed to speak.
I've also, hang on, just to be clear.
Jesse, that was a great screenshot. I'm sorry.
He got denied a pierogi. The face right there.
Dude, yeah, if you check the messages where Jesse took a screenshot, like Dershowitz had that face for like 30 seconds.
Hey, look at his face. Look at his face.
It's like they're.
Like he just smells something.
His camera looks
I
bad.
agree. He does need a Windex. It's hot up in that attic.
Yeah, they're making it like, he's making himself, or the production's making him look bad. Like it is what it is, because that's the narrative now, is to make him look bad. Like, yeah, you're clearly on the wrong side of history. It's just they don't realize that potentially Marandi's on the wrong side of history as well. They may not notice that one until 20 years from now, unfortunately. But here we go.
Allowed to speak,
which is why
I've also just to be clear, and I want to get back to the debate in a moment, but just to be clear, I have repeatedly asked you in our numerous interviews, and I platform you regularly, something you always try and diminish in terms of its significance, but I do, and I've always asked you to tell me one critical thing about your own regime, and you always fail, which is very telling.
Wait, did he actually ask him that? I didn't know that. Okay, fair enough. That's what I would ask him.
Well, he just did just now.
I guess there was like a past interview where they asked that. I would ask that directly. And he has no escapes. He can't be like, well, you're just a Zionist. He can't do that with me. He can't say, you were in favor of Israel. He can't say that to me. Like, you know what? I want that question fucking asked to this guy in a real way. If you're like, hey, man, Jordan, listen. I said that, but don't broadcast that, please. If I hear that, I'm like, oh, got it. Here we go.
Your own regime.
I know he's a good guy right now. I get it. He's a good guy,
which is very telling. So let's just park that to one side.
Regime,
now let's get back to the debate.
My regime is infinitely superior to your genocidal regime that helped Israeli genocide. My regime, as you like to call it. Your guest doesn't want me to speak, obviously. My regime did not pull the plug on little infants in the hospital, in the premature babies in the Al-Nasser hospital. Pull the plug on those premature babies and let them die. My regime didn't do that. The regime that you support did that. But getting back to the topic. The reality
protesters that had no weapons though. Like kill protesters, just speaking their First Amendment right. So,
well,
what's the difference? Killing babies and humans,
yeah,
adults. I don't know.
Hey, no, fair enough. No, that's a fair enough point. It's just I don't know the exact details. No, the problem is we don't get the details because we can't investigate because everyone's lying to us. They're all lying to. That's the problem. Everyone's lying. That's the problem when it comes to information, when it comes to that idea, potentially, right? And I'm sure, once again, just like Assad, same with Iranian government, I'm sure they've killed innocent people. in their travels through things. And don't worry, they won't have to own up to it because, well, our bombs are smart and moral. Our bombs hit like the bad guys. Their bombs
Didn't they kill a
their bombs hit
woman?
everyone else.
Didn't they kill a woman because she had a skirt on recently, like a couple of months ago?
I don't know. I don't know that one. I don't know. Maybe, but once again, the propaganda is the air is thick with fucking propaganda. It is what it is. It's fucking smokestacks everywhere. Every house is a fucking smokestack, and the sky is fucking dark gray. It's full of fucking smut and smolder. And these guys are all perpetuating that shit. Once again, I get why people might pick Professor Marandi on this shit and be like, oh, that's our guy, because we know these other two guys are lying. We know they're liars, so you know what? We pick him. But guess what? They might be perpetuating the same fucking thing. They're polluting your fucking air with their voices, in my humble opinion. I'm here to examine that and call it for what I see it. It is what it is. Once again, I can empathize and see like, hey, these guys are lying, so you know what? We'll tell a quote unquote white lie to counteract their direct lie. To counteract it. But it's still a lie. You're still lying. All right? So thus, in this game, where people fucking die over this shit, you can't fucking lie. You can't. It's a no-go. It is a no-go zone. But these guys do it anyways. They will perpetuate their propaganda for their team versus the other team. Once again, I get why. Listen, I see what Israel's done as a government apparatus. The U.S. has done. The U.K. has done as a government apparatus. I've seen all that shit, man. And I see why it's bad. But doing the same thing that they're doing from the opposite end is not a fucking win. You were saying, hey, devil, here's Earth. Take it. It's yours. That's what they're doing. Like, straight up, they're doing that. Yes, Marandi, you can point out all the bad things that, what's he saying? Like, what's it called? Incubators and killing babies in incubators thing, right? But so did George W. Bush. He did the same thing. He did. And even if what you're saying is potentially true, how come we can't call out bad things that these guys have probably done, most likely done? I mean, it's like, I think blatantly, when it comes to the Iranian government and military. How come we can't point that out? And guess what? Me saying that, I'm the bad guy for a lot of these political brain rot thinkers. I'm the bad guy for calling that out. That's where we're at. It's unfortunate, but that's where we're at. They said, wisdom? Fuck that shit. Win. How do I win? What's up, Play? Here we go.
Let them die. My regime didn't do that. The regime that you support did that. But getting back to the topic, the reality is that chemical weapons were used on our country with the support of your government. I survived 2 chemical attacks. And then your guest has the audacity to say that Iran would use weapons of mass destruction. During the Iran-Iraq war, the state, the leader, refused to produce chemical weapons. Even though the military politicians asked him, he said, no, it's immoral. So we had to suffer your chemical weapons, and your governments prevented our government from even purchasing gas masks. My gas mask was bought on the black market. It was North Korean. So don't talk about weapons of mass destruction to me when my friends have died because of your chemical weapons. Your regime is the regime that has used nuclear weapons twice. And your ally, your genocidal ally, the apartheid regime, the illegitimate regime, where 44% of young Jews below the age of 35 in the United States, believe that Jews and Palestinians have to live together in one state with equal rights. That is exactly the Iranian policy. So despite your propaganda, despite your nonsense, despite the lies that you promote,
he's
people are waking up. Jews in the United States are waking up. Christians, Muslims, people from all walks of life are
Yes, we have-
seeing who's carrying out a
That's-
Holocaust in Gaza.
wake
You know,
up.
Ronald
We're
Reagan,
on the freedom.
Reagan, when this genocidal
You'll win
regime
today,
in 1982 invaded Lebanon, he called it a Holocaust. This is far worse than the Holocaust of 1982. But you refuse to acknowledge this genocide. Whereas the population in Gaza has collapsed. It's not 70 or 80,000 people who've died. As a result of this war, hundreds of thousands have died. The population has collapsed. People are dying every day, not just because the kids are being bombed or being sniped, because they're dying of illnesses and a lack of medicine that this filthy regime is imposing on the people, on the kids of Gaza. But you want to look away and antagonize the Iranian people or the Palestinians or Hezbollah or whoever else it is that you'd like to antagonize so that they can get away with this. But you will not be able to do so because people are waking up across the world.
I need to get Alan to respond.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, Alan, you have no fucking chance. You have zero fucking chance, bro. You're gonna get destroyed in this, like PR-wise.
In your boot smoke.
You're gonna get destroyed, bro. It is what it is because what he's saying right now, as far as I understand it, are fucking facts. Like, it is what it is. He's going to run you over. Now, once again, I have my sense of things, and I appeal to a different level of righteousness versus relative to Israel and the U.S.'s foreign policy. I'm not just being relative to them. But when people hear this, I mean, Dershowitz, you're just here to get destroyed, apparently. You're a fucking sacrifice at this point, Alan Dershowitz. But he's probably used to that at this point, right? He's probably eaten so much shit throughout his career, especially in modern times. He's probably eaten so much shit that he's probably used to getting his ass whipped like this. Anyways, all right, here we go.
To do so because people are waking up across the world.
I need to get Alan to respond.
Okay,
Alan, Alan, hang on 1 second before you give a response to what you just heard. I just want to stress again.
Defend yourself, Morgan.
Israel has never been more unpopular globally, and not least in the United States, where 50% of Americans said they would like to see Netanyahu arrested for war crimes. Where 2/3 of Americans have a negative.
But Marandi probably thinks it's beyond just Netanyahu. Even like beyond like Likud party.
What's the other guy? What's the other guy? Is if the one that's supposed to be behind him?
The famous names are Smotrich and Ben Gvir. They're kind of famous names.
That guy.
Ben Gvir. Okay. Yeah.
To me, he's worse than Bibi.
In rhetoric, although he screams like an actor almost. Not actor as in like actor in the sense of I don't know. Like he's here to help. Listen, if you're Israel, right? If you're the government like sneaky, creepy, lying motherfucker and like PR people in Israel, right? If you're that, Ben Gvir is a gift because it'll get people to say, like, look what these guys are doing. And then at some point they'll say it's because they're Jewish. At some point they might say that because people don't think, unfortunately. And thus he's the perfect excuse. Like, oh my God, anti-Semitism, or oh my God, these guys just hate us because we're Jewish. He gives the perfect reasons for that. So does Netanyahu, but he's so over. Gvir is like so over the top that it is what it is.
I said he's worse than Bibi because Bibi is a little sophisticated more than Gvir.
Yeah, he's more of a statesman for sure. And Gvir is, channeling the worst.
He's ruthless. He's more cruel.
He's channeling the worst aspects of this whole situation for sure.
Well, what's the other guy that you said? His other second-hand guy.
Well, he's not even second. They're not even second and third hands. They're just like names that exist there.
Barack?
No, not
well,
Ehud
this
Barak.
This guy got in trouble 15 years ago for straight up murdering people in Israel that were. It was Palestinians. No, the second guy to Gvir.
Smotrich.
I'm not sure of the name, but he's right there with them at the top. But he straight up murdered some people, like with his own fucking hands. Can't deny it. Fucking didn't deny it. Fucking said, yeah, I did it. and it was a huge fucking thing.
Fair enough, but it's like those guys like Kavir or Smoltrich or whoever you're talking about, right? It's almost like saying like, well, look at Marco Rubio, right? As in like, but meanwhile, like JD Vance is actually second in command in the like by structure, right? But they skip JD Vance to go to, you know, Rubio or whoever, right? Stephen Miller or whoever, right? They'll just pick like, hey, the bad guys like stand out for me. So you know what? Those guys.
Pig Keg's breath.
There you go. There you go. Pete Keg's breath. There you go. That guy, right? They'll find out the worst. They'll pick out the worst, which is once again, I think part of the kind of cinematic nature of all this stuff, where you have the villains and the bad guys and the maybe anti-heroes and not so bad guys like a JD Vance or
JD Vance is supposed to be a good guy with the bad guys, right? He's supposed to be a good bad guy.
He's the one
Something
holding
like
them
that.
back from doing worse things is a narrative that's going to pop out for JD Vance, although he's part of the bullshit.
It's already been the narrative, yeah.
He's already been he's part of the bullshit. Like it is what it is. It's pretty obvious too.
Yeah.
But all right. Well, let's
Try to keep his distance.
Well, I think they know. I think within the Trump administration, they know that, and they're like, okay, let's set JD up for like future advancement, maybe future president, for all they know, right? Let's set him up for that by like making him like seem like separate from the rest of us. But meanwhile, like he's blatantly a part of it. Just like although was less advertised, but just like Kamala Harris, she's not Joe Biden. She's like separate from him. Like, aren't you the second in command, essentially? You're not a part of this? No, she had nothing to do with that. Or this or that, right? It's like almost like an advertisement selling point. Just like JD Vance. Same thing. In my opinion, at least. Same thing. But all right, let's apply. Here we go.
States where 50% nearly of Americans said they would like to see Netanyahu arrested for war crimes, where 2/3 of Americans have a negative view of Israel. You know, my view of this is that Israel's current government is populated with people like Ben-Gvir and Smodrich, these other guys, who are complete psychopaths, and that the activities that they are promoting in, for example, the West Bank at the moment and so on, are making Israel a global pariah. Does that not concern you?
Of course it does, and I'm not at all a supporter of Ben-Gvir. I'm not a supporter of Smotrich. I am a supporter of the nation state of the Jewish people. I am a proud Zionist. Zionism is the national liberation movement of the Jewish people. Israel is the only non-colonialist state in the Middle East. All the other states were established by colonialist regimes after the First World War. Israel fought against colonialism and self-determination. I am not here to support everything Israel does. I wouldn't vote for Ben-Gvir. I wouldn't vote for Smotrich. I have to tell you that if in 1935 Winston Churchill had been the prime minister of England.
Now, that's something where, once again, we have a scene of good guy, bad guy right now for the, you know, contemporary, like, political people, right? Where it's like, oh my God, Marandi, good guy, Dershowitz, bad guy, right? But him saying like, yeah, Gavir, Smoltrich, I want nothing to do with those guys. What happens when you hear that? And that will be used.
Trying to separate himself.
Well, it'll be used and turned around within years, probably like within like 3 or 4 years. It'll be turned around. Like, I never liked those guys. Never liked them. Right? To where like Dershowitz will be able to say that if he's still alive at that point. He's kind of old at this point, but still. And thus, the what's it called? The Ferris wheel. My bad. The Ferris wheel will keep going on, and thus we're like regular people are still stuck if they're just following people for their thinking. Where we end up at. But all right, here we go.
Not here to support everything Israel does. I wouldn't vote for Ben-Gvir. I wouldn't vote for Smotrich. I have to tell you that if in 1935 Winston Churchill had been the prime minister of England and he had gone into Germany and attacked them, he would be the most unpopular person in the world. It's very unpopular to engage in preventive wars because you don't know what you're preventing. History is blind and deaf to the future. You only know what you're doing now. And so it takes enormous courage of the kind that not only Winston Churchill had, but that Benjamin Netanyahu has had, that Ronald Reagan has had, that George Washington had back in the day. It takes tremendous courage to get involved in a war that is unpopular. The Revolutionary War was unpopular with many, many parts of the United States. It was the right war, the Second World War. Nobody wanted to get into it on the basis from the United States. Lindbergh was against it.
So, Dubster, you like this point from Alan Dershowitz, right?
I did just read something that's interesting. Let me just say it. In 2007, Pope Leo, I think it's the current Pope, before he was Pope, he like he made some like announcement or something, or a prayer for this kid that was like in jeopardy of not living through like early birth problems.
Okay.
And then this is a recent story, like 2 or 3 days ago. And now it's like it's a miracle the kid lived, right? So now the kid is on the run for murdering 2 people at 19 years old.
Oh shit.
2026. So there's like the article's like, well, it's not a miracle if you don't like do something great with your life. That's what the article ended up saying.
But not from Leo though, right? From just a journalist or something. You're saying
someone putting the story together. Yeah.
Okay.
Like that was their conclusion. Well, it's not a miracle if you don't do something great with your life. But it's like it's just what Dershowitz just said is this. Well, we don't know what we do if we don't fight people. Yeah, you don't. But
you should.
Are you
Dershowitz or
what are you trying to? No. Like, what's the bigger claim here? Are you trying to say like it's miracle levels of what Israel is doing? Because he's implying that kind of mentality that Pope Leo was on this kid.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, to a certain degree. But if Dershowitz was legit and for real, which he's not, in my humble opinion, jury's out on Pope Leo. But the idea is like,
I don't know what to make of that actual story. I just find it interesting for someone to put a story together and say a baby not dying at early ages is not a miracle because of what he did 19 years later. Like,
yeah.
Well, what are you consider like? At what is the word Desvault? D-U-X vault. It's a religious term. It means righteous war.
Okay.
So it's along those lines of making you think like, so this miracle kid didn't turn out to be the miracle you thought he was, but was that a miracle that he lived?
Okay. Well, I'd be just like, what are you basing miracles on? What's that? What is that idea?
I mean, it's right. It's like a observational philosophy thinking question. I don't know the answer to it. It was interesting that brought up, and now Dershowitz is kind of using that kind of same frame of mind, but at a country size.
Yeah. I would actually have an answer, but I'll leave that there. I'll leave it there. I get your point. Though. Okay, let's keep going. Actually, let me once again. Sorry, YouTube. Let me reset real fast. I can't help it; it lags. All right, here we go.
Nobody wanted to get into it on the basis from the United States. Lindbergh was against it. The Poles were showing against it. It took enormous courage to take on Adolf Hitler. And, I hate to say this, but I think I'm in 1935, and I'm sitting opposite Joseph Goebbels right now, and he's making the propaganda case for the
Wow.
Nazi regime, just the way.
Oh wow. Okay. Joseph Goebbels. I guess he's going there. Now I wouldn't. Once again, the negative portrait of Joseph Goebbels, like that idea of a person, right? Not so much like what did that guy like actually do. It's more so like the image of him, right? The perception of him. That's what's being used here. And based on that, it's like that's kind of dehumanizing as much as like Joseph Goebbels was dehumanized, right? So yeah, okay, fair enough. It's just like it's just unfortunate that being like fully, truly honest and real about everything you get your fucking hands on is apparently an allergy for humanity at this point. Or well, sorry, not this point. Forever. Like on a mass scale, humanity has not graduated from fucking kindergarten yet. We're still there. We're still stuck there. More technology, more talking faces on your screens and ideas you hear out loud, but still stuck in kindergarten. That's so fucking unfortunate. That's where we're at. Where for Dershowitz, Marandi loses his humanity. And even further than that, which is going to be controversial, but still the truth for me, at least still true towards wisdom, is that Joseph Goebbels loses his fucking humanity too. Yes, the Nazi fucking mouthpiece. He loses his humanity as well. Because he's a fucking Nazi, bro. Fuck that guy. I get it. I absolutely get it. I empathize and I get that. Like that guy did some dumb fuck shit. And fuck the dumb shit he's done, right, in his life. But still, there's still a person there. And what is being a human?
Hold on, man.
Hold on. No,
Hold on.
real fast. No, real fast. Before you go. Sorry. Before you go. There's still a person there, and it's like, okay, what does it mean to be a person? That's when you start like looking at your own life. Let's look at myself real fast. Let me examine that. And now look at Joseph Goebbels or Marandi or Dershowitz or Piers Morgan. But go ahead. I'm sure.
I was just gonna say Joseph Goebbels, when he got his massage, he left his shirt on and his underwear on.
That was all for a fucking joke, you fuckface. How dare you? But that is funny. If no one knows about the gold plaque that says "I kept my underwear on," planted outside the building or apartment building or brownstone that Dershowitz was living at, please look it up. Please look it up. It's actually hilarious. And as
You've heard of that analytics, right?
What's that?
Dershowitz claim to the whole Epstein thing is, I left my underwear on when I got a massage.
And he had no clue what their ages were either. He had no clue.
He said that?
He can prove it by law.
That was his defense.
By law,
That's
he can
his
prove
defense.
it.
Really? You had your underwear, not your pants, just your underwears.
Yes.
He can prove by law that those tidy ways were on his ass the entire time. He can prove it.
Why? So why?
Through the
why
law.
you?
God.
Why do they think when they say things like that they're not guilty? Like you was at the Diddy party. You were at the.
No, he was on the plane. He never made it to the island. He was just on the plane.
Oh, the plane is the plane. They
in
can
his
get away with
underwear,
stuff
getting
in
a
the air.
massage.
By the rules of the law, you can't prove that his underwear was actually off the entire time. You can't prove it. So you know what? Those underwear were on, bro. By the letter of the law, this is where we're at. But
because he's in the sky, right? Not on land.
What are underwear?
What
are underwear?
I think that means guilty to me.
I mean, what does underwear mean? I don't get it. What does that even mean? Comes on. You know what? Those shits were on. Anyways, all right. Let's keep playing. Here we go.
I think I'm in 1935, and I'm sitting opposite Joseph Goebbels right now, and he's making the propaganda case for the Nazi regime, just the way this professor is making the propaganda. The Revolutionary
What
War was
the-
unpopular with many, many parts of the United States.
I'm sorry.
It was the
Sorry,
right.
YouTube. I'm backing up. What was it? That was a black screen, right? For a second.
Right. That's
That's
what I
okay.
saw. You. Okay.
That's okay with they're doing like production and all that shit. They're you know doing
Shit happens.
Well, yes, tech happens, and they're also doing like a TV show. They're doing a TV show, honestly. But I wanted to make sure I didn't just miss something right there. Here we go.
It takes tremendous courage to get involved in a war that is unpopular. The Revolutionary War was unpopular with many, many parts
Did I
of the
miss it
United
again?
States. It was the right war, the Second World War. Nobody wanted to get into it on the basis from the United States. Lindbergh was against it. The Poles
Okay.
were showing against
Yeah.
it. It took enormous courage to take on Adolf
Pause
Hitler.
though.
And, I hate
Pause,
to say
though.
this, but
Good.
People didn't want to get into the Revolutionary War. Did they think they wanted their freedom from England though? Versus we should bomb Iran because Israel says they can possibly make nukes in 2 weeks for 30 years. Like, it's a big fucking difference. 5% of the country fought the Civil War. Okay, but did people have a weigh in on like what's the righteousness of slavery? What's the righteousness of state rights versus federal rights? People actually had like conviction to those issues.
Well,
Do we have conviction to fighting Iran? Not really.
fair enough, but still, what you're saying, like your old ideas that's a fucking fantasy, my man. It's a fantasy. We don't know what the fuck they were thinking exactly, like to a T. We don't fucking know, right? There are actual people back then that existed, right? And they behaved a certain way.
There were
And
loyalists.
we write stories about
There
them.
were loyalists,
but
like there
still,
were people.
No one fucking knows
But
what they were thinking.
I'm
actually.
talking like the I'm talking like the idea of people that just wanted to stay out of it. Why were like what was their deeper belief of staying out of it? Like I just don't want fucking problems.
Well, the thing I've said 10 million times over. Well, not that much, but I'll say it again. Either way, it's like when you fight wars in a certain, the winner is not the winner is not some group of people or some nation state or whatever it's war wins, as in like here's our solution to grievances is this, and that's the actual winner of things. And on that, if that in that thinking, like Dershowitz is correct, right? As in like, hey, you fight a war or don't fight a war, but war happens anyways, and here's your winner, and now here's the world. Where it's not actually based on actual caliber of argument or caliber of integrity or of honor. It's actually just like whoever wins like the most. Hey, you have more dead bodies than I have. I won. Or strategical positions, or I control a port, or whatever the fuck, right? That's the war is the actual winner, not fucking people.
Well,
You guys never win.
here's
Hold
my
on.
consideration.
You guys never fucking win. Your Revolutionary War, guess what won?
My-
War won. And your answer to solving problems later on, what was it? Against your own people, right? Hey guys, British kicked out. Bye, British. Now it's North versus South. The winner was war the entire time. And motherfuckers don't figure that out, apparently, and thus they repeat it. And that's where we're at. But go ahead. Your point.
My consideration is the Revolutionary War was righteous for America,
Okay.
and for the North, fighting and ending slavery was righteous.
Yep.
Us fighting Iran, well, they're not even telling us the original idea of why they were like what we've been doing to the Middle East for 100 years. So you're not even going off of that claim. You're going off of they could possibly one day have the weapon we already have we could drop on them any day of the fucking week.
Are the tenants real in the first place, though? Can I ask you? okay, let's say it's like Southerners, right? Majority are not slave owners, right? Overwhelmingly majority are not slave owners, right? In the South, in Civil War time period, right?
But every,
Hold on. Do you agree with
But
that or
every-
no?
everybody that
Do you agree with that or
but
not?
everybody that showed up.
Do you agree with
I'll
that or
answer your
not?
question.
Okay, sorry. God.
Everyone that showed up to fight on those lines, we're supporting it
They're fighting for the
by
idea
showing up.
Okay. Oh wait, by
They might not have-
but that's not humanity though. That's not how your life works. I hope, right?
Hey,
You may show up
if
for
you
free
deserted-
breakfast, right? But that doesn't mean you're there for the rally, right? You may show up for a T-shirt and a hat, but you're not there for the fucking rally though. In actuality, right?
If you deserted, that was
that's
the
actual
actual
humanity,
objection.
right? That's what God's judging, right, Dubster? You agree with that or no? Like you may have shown up for a shirt and a hat, right? But not for like, here's Civil War or here's some idea that I have no clue about, but I'm just here for the hat and T-shirt. What's God judging? Right?
If you deserted, that was your objection. If you didn't, and you supported it, you factually supported the action to defend it.
And I mean, I create a lot of allergies. Like I said, created enough.
Hold up, say that again. Say that again.
A lot of allergies here.
If you support something by showing up, picking up a gun, and going to kill these other fucking people, you're supporting it factually.
No.
The people from the South. Well, go ahead. Oh, Jordan. Yeah, speak your mind.
No, I'm just saying no to that. Go ahead, though. Analytical.
You were saying that if people from the South picked up their guns to fight against people from the North to support slavery, that they for slavery. That's what you're saying?
By picking up the gun and showing up and aiming it at a fucking northerner, that's what they're saying. They're supporting the ideas that were proposed by the leadership
That's not how life works. But
of the South.
That's not how life works. Okay, then.
They might not have wanted to. They might have disagreed, but they weren't ballsy enough to desert.
Okay, fair enough.
There were deserters. We got that famous Matthew McConaughey story about the people that deserted in
McConaughey story.
this. Yeah,
I've read
that was
Jones. What's the fucking name of the thing?
Jonestown, Jones County, or whatever.
Something like yeah.
James.
Mississippi.
Not
Yeah,
Jamestown
Mississippi, I think.
Jamestown was like that's the Mayflower colonial and then slavery eventually.
Jamestown was the first place by Plymouth Rock. Like first city we had in
Virginia,
new land,
and their ties to slavery, right? With Jamestown, like it became like a monument in that direction as well, right? But originally, before that, it's like Pocahontas, and oh, like a lot, like kind of fairy tale stuff, right?
Massachusetts. There's Jamestown, Massachusetts.
Not the famous one, though, right?
First settlement.
Virginia is the famous one, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
No, Jamestown, Massachusetts is the first settlement in America. Why would I know that if it wasn't famous for that?
I thought maybe I'm fucking up names here. Whatever. Either way, a lot of these fools didn't know they were fighting for slavery. They had no clue what they were doing. Let's just be honest about that, right? No clue what they were doing.
Oh, back then? Back then?
Yes, back then. Like a Southern fighter, a lot of these fools had no fucking clue what the fuck they were doing. They were idiots with fucking guns in their hands. Just like the Union, too. No clue what they were fighting for. They're just there. Hey, this is what's going on? Okay, fine, I'm here. What's going on? Just like right now. It's what's going on, so I'll participate. I'll be a part of it. With no thought about it, and that's very unfortunate. For them and for the world around them.
I don't know about that.
Really?
I think they knew that.
Okay.
I think that back then, in the South, they knew they didn't want to abolish slavery.
I think a lot of them,
right?
And up north,
they were
and up north
slavery.
too. And up north too, they had people that didn't want to abolish slavery.
Oh,
right. Delaware is the last state to end slavery. So
I thought it was New Jersey.
The dupes on the ground.
Delaware.
The dupes on the ground. Did they know what the fuck they were doing?
1907.
They didn't even understand what the idea was. The dupes on the ground Did they fucking know what the fuck was going on? I don't think so. I really don't think so.
Not probably all the
Once
ends,
again,
but they know,
overwhelming
like,
majority
yo,
were not slave owners. They had no clue what the fuck slave owning was. They tended to their farms or whatever the fuck they were doing in their lives, right? It was like the same battle that people are fighting right now in their own minds, right? At least of like, oh my God, the filthy rich, the 1%, right? The guys who own fucking plantations and shit like that. Those guys who are not going to fight in the war, their kids won't fight in the war. It'll be some stranger fighting for them. Same thing. They'll own slaves. Those guys won't, but they'll fight and die anyways. It becomes like that's what happens over and over and over again in history, in my humble opinion.
to enslave black people or to
They
enslave
don't-
whoever.
They can't own. They're too poor to own slaves. So you know what? They end up fighting
But they-
anyways.
To hurt other people.
Maybe they have like a. I'm sure
Like-
they have like a
just like
bias for
MAGA.
sure.
Just like MAGA, they rather get people deported because they just want to hurt people. Yo, why they here? Nah, they got to get out of here.
They might want to. Okay,
They don't
I'll give you
understand-
this. I'll give you this. They might want to feel like superior to other people. I'll give you that one.
There you go.
I'll give you
there
that.
you go.
I'll give you that one for
There
sure.
you go. There you go.
But it's
There you go.
like, what's that? It's based on falsities because guess what? Their own people that they follow are shitting on them. The slave owners that
Okay.
were shitting on slaves and owning plantations for cheap labor. Well, not even cheap. No price labor, right? And subjugating people. Those same guys got the same treat. In a way, got the same treatment without realizing they're getting the same treatment. Like you're a fucking subject
But-
too, you fucking idiots. You're getting played by
That's
these
exactly-
fucking guys. By these guys, they're
exactly.
playing you.
But they're going to give them some type of little power.
Exactly.
And they're gonna use that-
Exactly. I agree. Absolutely agree. And that was enough to get them like, yeah, we're better than them though, right? So like, okay, we're good.
Yes.
And it's like, yo, you're being treated like shit too. You don't even fucking realize these guys are fucking eating fucking 5-course meals for dinner. You're getting fucking whatever you can pull out of the ground on your dirt
Mhm.
farm somewhere. You're getting shit on too. And yet we're in the same fucking scenario right now. Same thing's fucking happening. That's what's happening right now. That's like I feel so fucking embarrassed for humanity because of that shit. I feel embarrassed for that.
And that's why you got people like Michael Mothers a Cock who think that he's superior because he want to tweak my name and nigga this and all that.
He's
The
a
same
fucking
shit.
idiot. He's
That's what I'm saying. He's an idiot just like them.
I'll be honest with you, analytical. That dude's no offense, but based on his own
I'm just
behaviors,
saying.
like you're not even fucking. No offense, dude. You're not even in the conversation, Michael. Matt Hunter. You're not even in the fucking conversation, my man. I'm sorry. You're not. I get why you're,
But I'm
why
saying
you're
that-
pissed off at this guy, but like he's not even in the conversation. He's nowhere.
I'm talking
near
about the ideology. The ideology of how he thinks is like how they think.
I wish he thought. Listen, I wish he was like honestly thought that way. I don't fucking believe this fool. I don't fucking believe him. I think he's a fucking faker. Keep it like really honest with you. I think he's fucking faking.
But
he's a weirdo, in my humble opinion. Like mentally ill weirdo.
He is. But
I
he
got
gets
love
a
for
little
him
power
still
off of
as a
that.
human being, but still fucking weird shit, Bren. Fucking weirdo shit, in my humble opinion. But whatever, you know. You shit on. Listen, I spent years shitting on this guy. You want to shit on him too? Do your thing, man. Do your thing. But I'm telling you right now, in my
I'm cool.
my opinion,
I'm trying to be cool.
It-
I'm trying to be cool, but he keeps saying shit, and it's like, yo, bro, nope, I done moved on, but you keep saying my name, like, dog.
He
And
will.
I'm saying, just like racism, like we trying to move on, and that's what racist people do. It's like, okay, we trying to progress, but you still got something to say about us. Why we trying to progress over here? Once you try to progress over there, where you at?
I say
No,
fair
you
enough.
don't want us to progress. You know what I'm saying?
I say no. I hear you. I hear you. But I don't think this guy is. My humble opinion, I don't think he's. This guy was sad, thinking I was like hurt or sick or something like that from COVID because I disappeared for a bit on YouTube. I think he's faking. He's faking even that. Even the racial ideas. I think he's faking that shit too. It's very sad for him. That's a sad thing. I'm like, you know what, man? Like, listen. Come on, listen. I already forgave you for dumb shit. I already forgave you. Come over here. Like, come on, hang out. And then
All of this is sad. All of this is sad. All of this. This whole thing is sad. From Trump all the way down to Stephen Miller. All of this is sad.
Yeah.
All this is sad.
Yeah. Just unfortunate that Matt Hunter gets shit on, right? Like, listen, when he's around here, from my YouTube to Discord, he gets shit on, right? But Stephen Miller, Donald Trump, they get boosted up. Like they get batteries in their back, right? They get fucking boosted up from the shit they're doing and saying and all that shit, right? Their actions. They get boosted up. This guy gets shit on now. And he doesn't, unfortunately, Matt Hunter can't see that parallel happening in real life. He can't see it. Unfortunately. Whether he's trolling or being serious, he doesn't see it. That's so unfortunate for him. Very sad. I feel bad for him, honestly. And that's where we're at. That is where we're at. Which is also a sad fucking story. I'm kind of like done with it. That's why I just like, okay, do your thing. Next. Do your thing. Next. It's like, you're not taking me down. You choose to live in poverty. Enjoy your poverty. I mean, like, intellectual.
Y'all better stop talking about.
Okay,
Y'all better
my
stop
bad.
talking about Stephen Miller, man.
Intellectual poverty.
Stephen Miller.
He wants to live there?
Stephen
Go live
Miller
there, man.
protected his wife.
I can't help you.
What Egghead gonna do? What you said? What Egghead gonna do? Stephen Miller. I call him Egghead. What is he gonna do?
He protected his wife in that. The second what fake assassination attempt was that?
You talking about when he held his wife as a shield? You talking about that?
Yeah, he's trolling.
Like when Wesley Snipes did in New Jack City when he held when Wesley Snipes picked up that little girl when they was shooting, he was holding her like a shield. You talking about like Stephen Miller doing that?
It's called protection by human shield. That's what it's called.
You still would have got popped in your melon. It's easy to pop you in your melon.
He's
fucking head is big.
Like that wasn't a real attempt.
You know that people were still eating.
Yeah.
Somebody ate off. Somebody when they were shooting. Somebody ate a shrimp off somebody else's plate.
I saw that video. I saw that video. It was like an older dude. Like,
what the
it's like, bro,
the fuck is this?
I paid enough to be here. Listen, I'm enjoying the food.
I'm gonna die eating.
It's like I might as well.
All you hear is clink, 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 clink.
Like I live the life. I'm good. I'll enjoy this meal right now. Paid enough to be here. But all right. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep playing this.
Proceed.
There we go.
Enormous courage to take on Adolf Hitler. And, I hate to say this, but I think I'm in 1935 and I'm sitting opposite Joseph Goebbels right now, and he's making the propaganda case for the Nazi regime, just the way this professor is making the propaganda case for the new Nazi regime, which is the regime of Iran. Will you at least admit, sir, will you at least admit that Iran murdered in cold blood as many as 50,000 innocent protesters? And would you admit, if that's true, that comes closer to
what do you say? What number?
50,000? Cold blood as many as 50,000 innocent protesters.
50,000?
And would you admit, if that's true?
That's the same story from that's the same story from in a week they killed like 50,000 in their own country. Like, no one's fucking believing that if they have a brain cell.
I heard it was 30. Now it's 50. Like, come on.
No, exactly.
The numbers keep switching.
Exactly.
The numbers keep switching, man. Come on.
It went from like 20 to 30 to 40, and now I guess 50 is now the new number. I guess. Like these people are out of their fucking minds. These guys.
They losing it.
And like, my guess is that Alan Dershowitz is a liar and he's lying on purpose. But still, what does it take to actually lie to that degree? I think it's mental fucking illness, personally. I think these guys are out of their fucking minds. I really do. And yet, he's Dershowitz. Who are we? Like, are we known to anyone? Like, in the, wider populace? No. But Alan Dershowitz is. And this guy's out of his fucking mind. It's weird, right?
Here's something he could actually cite, though. And I don't know the actual validity to it, but it's been cited constantly since the 79 thing with Iran that basically the regime of
47.
Iran. No, 79.
It actually
For
started in
when Iran.
1947.
No, listen, I'm talking about Iran being taken over by the what's the freaking regime called that the Ayatollah is?
But the war, it actually started in 47. They keep saying 79. No, it started in 47.
No, you say like the Ayatollah took over in 79 as your idea.
Oh
you're
yeah,
going
okay.
dumpster.
Okay.
For the idea he's
So
going with.
when that regime took place, they cleaned house of anybody like objecting to the new regime that were for.
Okay, fair enough.
So, and I don't know how truthful this is, but it was said like they killed 4,000 people in like 2 years.
Yeah.
And
okay,
through like kangaroo court kind of stuff. And you could
you're a traitor. We'll
that
hang
argument,
you or behead you or some shit like that, right? That's what you're saying.
Right.
Okay.
You can make that argument a lot better than you can make this 50,000 protesters 2 years
in one day.
Last year.
In one day.
Yeah.
At least less than a week, probably was their narrative. The U.S. and Israel's narrative was like less than a week. Once again, at first it was like 20 or 25K. Now it's like 30, then 40, now 50 is now the new number. Like, they're it's obvious propaganda, I would think. But bad dumpster, that was your point.
No, I'm just that was the point. Like that's a better argument than this. Because we watched what you did and we watched what Elon Musk did even. Oh, we're going to turn their fucking power. We're going to make it so that what's the fucking satellite thing he has? Starlink works so that these protesters can coordinate. Why are you involved, Elon?
Yep.
He's part of it.
And they openly did that, right? It was like American culture, Elon Musk, coordinating with Mark Levin on social media to say, like, hey, can we get some Starlinks over there? Like, I mean, like, in front of everyone. Yeah, exactly. He's like, yeah, sure. So, yeah, sure, I'll do that. Why not?
No problem.
On that shit. And now we're here. Like, that was before things like really popped off, right? So thus, it was, I mean, that should be documented for history, but won't be, unfortunately. As much as there's the internet and so much information out there, somehow that'll like probably skate by as like an event that happened. Right. Unfortunately, yeah.
It's their protest, but we're part of it. Yeah. Gee, what's that mean?
And you have Trump, right, saying like, "Hey, we tried to arm them, but we tried to arm this faction or that faction.
That's
we tried to get them guns." I don't know.
I
don't know.
We flew in the descendant of the Shah so that he could be on the ground whenever the riots would break out, basically. And then he realized that they weren't going to win, so that he got the hell out.
I mean, for analytical, if you look at like Syria, right, where the U.S. wasn't on the ground, like, they had soldiers there in Syria for sure. But I mean, like, the actual like ground force to take over the government and take over the military and all that stuff, right? The U.S. was heavily involved by giving guns and weaponry and money and whatever, the black market shit, to whoever to run the country over. So thus, that was a play for the U.S. to do in Iran. It was a play. But I don't think, I guess it didn't work out. So, or maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He did not deliver the guns like he said he was.
Yeah.
He said he was going to do it. Then he had to think about it like, nah, they're going to get killed. Yeah, because the people are not trained like those military, the IRG, right? That's what it's called, IRG?
IRGC.
Whatever.
Yeah.
There's a C in there.
Yeah. They're not as trained.
Yeah.
So he had to think again, oh shit, nah, that's a stupid idea. Let me not do that.
It might have failed too.
I think he tried.
Damn, you don't think? You think? I think he tried. They train killers.
I think he tried, but they're like, nah, and yeah, I ain't doing that shit, bro. No, I'm good. That's what probably happened with their quote unquote allies on the
They're
ground.
gonna die, and they're gonna take
Yeah.
the weapons from them. So it's like, you know what? Nah, let's not do that.
Yeah, they're probably like, yeah, we're gonna die doing this. So like, no, thank you. Thank you for like offering, but you know, I'm good. No, thank you. It's probably the case in Iran. Like the Kurds, right?
It's the
they were
perfect
offered-
time for the people to free themselves. He said some dumb shit like, yeah, for the people to free yourselves. Like, what?
And by freedom, they mean warfare, as in like, hey guys, you guys go die
Exactly.
for us to like take over the country. Go die for us.
There you go.
Hey, Iranian on the street, die for me. A random outsider from like 10,000 fucking miles away. Die for me.
Because we care for you. We care for you.
Exactly.
We care what happened to you.
It's Uncle Sam trying to like hand out like rifles to people. They're like, wait a minute, I saw this happen before. I'm gonna die doing this. No, thank you. Sorry, falling back. No, thank you. But don't worry, they'll still perpetuate the 50,000 killed by Iran in like a week or so. Or whatever the fuck. So they'll still do that. Well, let's hit play. There we go.
Well, hold on.
Will you at least
You could argue that they did kill 50,000, but at what level can you say they were innocent?
What do you mean?
If
What, you
all
talking
this
about when
other
the
shit's
Ayatollah?
going on, no, like with all this stuff of us doing stuff to like propagate this protest,
Oh,
wouldn't that mean they're not innocent?
well,
Like if it's a revolution, like a regime change attempt revolution designed by us, then how could you say they're innocent if they're trying to do it? They're participants. They're not innocent. So then you got it. Then you give the ground to IRCG or Iran. The
Reason why you say they're innocent because they're not military. They civilians.
yeah, they're
Not trained. They're not trained for war.
Yeah.
So that's why they're innocent. They're not trained for war.
Hey, if you're
You get
gonna
that?
fight a war and you're not trained for a war, you are still not innocent. If from the
You're
perspective
not trained for war. You're civilian.
Once
You're
again,
civilian.
that propaganda.
this perspective, that's perspective.
I get what you're
A
saying.
civilian can't fight a military person at war in combat. That's just suicide.
They don't want them to be they don't want them to be a military. They want them to be like civilians. Oh my God, 50,000 civilians killed, which sounds like what? Non-combatants. That's the idea they want to be portrayed in Western media and in other places. But once again, the idea I think was to do the Syria model of probably like people that are not even like Iranian showing up with guns and weaponry to show up and to run the country over on the ground while the U.S. and Israel bombs them over the top. That was probably the actual like maybe a possible plan that they were trying to do, and they failed in the sense of the actual, I guess, national pride that the Iranians have for their own. Like, yeah, we want to like listen. We don't like the government here, but we're not going to let you guys like come in here and like run us over. That's not happening, most likely. But it didn't stop the propaganda of saying like, oh my God, they're killing their own people, just like the Arab Spring idea from like Egypt to Syria back in like 2010s-ish area, right? The early 2010s. And thus you can use that as a excuse to be like, oh my God, when, Al-Nusra runs in there with AK-47s, like shooting people, like, oh my God, see, look, if you kill those guys, like, oh my God, you're killing your own people, you're gassing your own people. So you know what? We have an excuse to overwhelmingly like support like bombing you. That was the Obama deal, right? That was Obama with Syria, which continued under Trump and Biden and then Trump again. But still, like the idea is to set a narrative, less so for Syrians or Iranians, but more so for the outside forces that are willing to, let's be real, sacrifice their existence for the sake of being a part of this thing. Oh my God, we're helping people like get better. We're helping their lives out by bombing here, by shooting here, by infiltrating here, by whatever the fuck, by spying here, like intel, right? These have been set. I mean, like it's a almost a program at this point, unfortunately, and people fall for it. The most unfortunate part of it is that people fall for it. But we're here. All right, let's apply. Here we go.
Regime, which is the regime of Iran. Will you at least admit, sir, will you at least admit that Iran murdered in cold blood as many as 50,000 innocent
can't admit
protesters?
that because
And would
I don't
you
think it's
admit,
true.
if that's true,
can't admit
that
that.
comes closer to genocide than anything that Israel has been accused of doing in self-defense after its people were raped, kidnapped, murdered on October 7th? Would you at least admit that the Iranian regime has killed many, many, many thousands of people? Yes or no?
Yes or no?
You know, we are not in 1935. We are
Yes or
not
no?
in 1939. We are in 1942. You are the Nazi regime that is carrying out a Holocaust in Gaza.
Dropping
You
bars
are
on
the
them,
Nazi who is doing it as we speak. You're the evil monster. You say
Eastern
Israel is
right
not
now.
a colonial regime? You're from Eastern Europe. You're European. All of those
I'm not
Ashkenazi
European.
Jews who are now running the country, they're from Eastern
88.
Europe.
I'm
You
American.
came and slaughtered.
Miranda just
I'm
broke into
talking.
it.
I didn't interrupt
Was to talk
you
about
as
your
you
dumb
were
ass.
You're the people who you support, the people who are running the country. They're Polish. They're Ukrainian.
Not Polish,
They're from
but man of
Czechoslovakia. They're from Eastern Europe.
Ashkenazis.
And Semite. You're the
Prime Minister
anti-Semite
is
because you've
Moroccan.
been slaughtered. You won't let me talk. You are afraid. You're afraid because you know you have no argument. You have no leg to stand on.
He has no argument.
You
I agree.
slaughtered the
I agree with that.
Semite Palestinians, and you took their land, and you support. You are a proud Zionist who supports a regime that celebrates the rapists in prison. They rape Palestinians in prison, and then they're celebrated on television. This is, if you don't let me talk, you're just exposing yourself. You're exposing yourself.
I don't want to see.
You're exposing yourself.
I'm sorry. I don't want to see Alan Dershowitz exposed ever. That's disgusting. I want nothing to do with that.
Yeah, don't think. No, he kept his boxers on. He kept his boxers on, so he's not exposed.
Underwear or not, ew, disgusting. But without
tiny
joking,
whitey man. He's fucking 80 years old.
no, he is tidy. He's tidy ways. Yeah, 100%. But I don't. It's like, Dubster, fuck you for making like think about that for a second. Anyways,
You're welcome. You're welcome.
anyways,
Yeah,
yeah.
have to do some content on that disgusted thing.
Either way, we know where Dershowitz. It's like it is what it is. He's gonna wreck his shit, and it's gonna be because like he's not the guy to be arguing this. It's not Alan Dershowitz. He's horrendous. He's disgusting. He has mental illness, in my humble opinion. It's gonna be disgusting. It is what it is. But here we go. Good, Marandi, destroy him. I guess. Here we go. Nice.
Celebrates the rapists in prison. They rape Palestinians in prison, and then they're celebrated on television. This is, if you don't let me talk, you're just exposing yourself. You're exposing yourself.
No,
You're
thank you.
exposing yourself just as you exposed yourself with Epstein.
I'm Israel.
So, in response to your
He's throwing
nonsense,
fucking gang
the
colors.
nonsense about 50,000 people,
My tie
those
colors.
lies have been responded to
With the
by
Crips,
the
guys?
Iranian people. Stop
How
ranting.
many-
I'm speaking. You're a
How many-
lawyer. You're a lawyer.
How many-
3,117 people died thanks to an armed insurgency that your regime and the Israeli regime funded and
if
supported.
anybody believes that I have
And
a
you're a coward. You are a coward. You won't let me talk.
He is a coward.
You're afraid. You're afraid of me talking.
Don't tell me I'm afraid.
The
I'm not
lawyer, Epstein's lawyer,
he getting in that
lawyer
camera.
is afraid
Epstein's
of me,
lawyer,
a layman,
Trump's lawyer.
talking. Why? Because
I'm
you have
proud
no
of
leg
being-
to stand on. The Iranian
proud of
people
being-
have
PR-wise,
spoken. They-
PR wise, Morandi's gonna win. It's not even close. He's gonna destroy him. He already is.
It's like El Said. Yeah, it's done. He's done.
Yeah, that this is GG's for
He really was Alan. He really was Epstein lawyer.
yes, actually.
Yeah,
Yes.
and that's why that was what his excuse why he was on the plane getting a massage. It was just a massage. I was doing like lawyer work for Epstein. In the meantime, he was letting me use one of his models. I didn't know she was underage, but
Yep.
I kept my underwear on when she gave me the massage on the plane.
Alan Dershowitz is in a
So most people
go.
say I kept my pants on, but he said kept his
underwear was on
underwears.
during his special
So you took your
massage.
pants off and kept your underwear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's like Dershowitz is like, I mean, crazy enough, in a special situation here where it's like he's a guy who lived a life where these guys probably thought like this will never come back to us. Like there'll be no news stories about this. There'll be no headlines about this. Where he defended certain people and also keeping his underwear on too. Where he lived a life where it's like this will never come back to me, and now it is at the ripe old age of 80 something. Like he is now here. He is here. And
Yeah.
I feel a little bit
Analytics.
bad, but at the same time, I was like, yeah, this should be exposed. It should be exposed. Alan Dershowitz, sorry, you're a
So-
fuckface.
You should feel bad for that girl. You should feel bad for the girl that
I
had to
feel
touch
bad
him.
for her too. I feel bad for everyone
Yeah,
here.
so analytics. One of the things he's known for in the Epstein stuff is all these women that are coming out against him and naming like the rapists. I want them to all be like he's like I'm gonna file something in court that releases all the accusers' names because that's public information.
Yep.
When it's like it's a
Michael
protected
Tracy.
thing.
Him and Michael Tracy.
It's a protected thing when like women get raped. I mean, I understand
Or
like
just a victim,
constitutionally
right?
you have a right to face your accuser,
Accuser.
but why does
yeah.
that should be part of the public record? I understand that argument, but he went out and he did like a fucking news campaign. I want every
Exactly.
single one of the accusers to be like on a list. So in the idea of witness intimidation, like if your name's out there, you're gonna stand by your fucking story. We're powerful elites that can fucking hunt you all down, and we know all your names.
In the sake of
That
fairness.
basically
right?
that's
Fucked up.
yeah, but
He's trying to
the way he did it, it seemed so much like it was an idea of witness intimidation.
Okay.
I'm telling you right now. Well, what you're saying, Dubster, it's like in the sake of like fuck the law, but like in the sake
What?
of in the sense of like fairness, it's like it's fucked up, right? When it comes to like someone who's like maybe a victim of some sort of crime, and your idea is to, I guess, expose them to the public. Once again, like you said, I understand the idea of like facing your accuser type of thing because maybe they're lying or wrong or whatever the fuck, right? As a principle, right?
In the public,
But what was
the
his
public
reason though?
is supposed
Why did he do? Why did he do that?
He right. The way he presented it was in the method of it was witness intimidation. Like he went on a news campaign whenever he started doing this because he was named.
Yeah.
It was
was
immediately
NFL.
after he was named. Like the Epstein case was going on for like 12 years before this. He gets named the next month. He's out there like I want all the fucking accusers' names out there. You've been a part of this for 12 years. As
Was
the
he a
lawyer.
lawyer? Was he one of the lawyers
So-
in New York or Florida?
The whole fucking time, man.
Okay.
I think more so Florida. Didn't he make like he was a part of? Yeah,
He was
Florida,
part of Florida.
100%. Like he helped
Yeah.
get
So,
that deal.
so that's how he got
Right.
the slap on the wrist. So he helped him get that slap on the wrist.
Yes.
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 Okay.
So
Well, don't tell Michael Tracy that, but yeah.
but the timing of him, he's like, okay, 2007 happens. That's the conviction of Epstein. 2016, 18, somewhere in that range. Like he gets named in the shit, and then a month later, he's like, I want all the accusers' names to be made public.
Well,
That's the time
I
frame
think
of.
before that.
He never asked for all the accusers to be named from 2007 to 2016 or 18, whatever his name gets fucking included into the storyline.
Yeah. No, I agree. Trying to like mentally like remember the fucking years where he is involved as like a perpetrator potentially, right?
Yeah,
But
it
you're
was
probably
much
right.
later
You
that
might
we
be
found
right.
out he. Yeah, it's much later when we find out he's part of it.
All I can say is this guy spent his professional career on the wrong side of history, like through and through, right up. I mean, the whole Israel Palestine idea. I watched lectures or debates with this guy in it. I mean, in like 2008 or 9, right? And I'm sure that means there's like more before that, probably, right? Based on like when I first started like looking at stuff. So that's this guy's been like the wrong side of history, like through and through his entire fucking career. It's like, and now it's like coming back to him. He's like, "Don't worry, I can like sue, or you know, I can offer a lawsuit or just argue on social media or on a TV show." And like nah, bro. People don't like. He's gonna forgive me for saying this, bro. This fool's gonna die like in the worst spot ever for himself mentally.
You don't care.
It is
You
what
don't
it is.
care.
I hope he
Don't worry about
cares.
it,
Going
Uncle
to
Tracy.
I hope he cares, but like that's probably gonna happen, man.
Nah.
When he does, Michael Tracy will continue the seeking out
Grab
the
the torch.
accusers.
Yo, he looks worse than Skeletor. He looks worse than Skeletor. I seen that picture you just put up. He looks worse than Skeletor.
He's grabbing Thor's hammer. Pause. Actually, no pause. He's grabbing Thor's
You
hammer.
said no.
He's grabbing Thor's hammer. He's like, "Yo," Michael's like, "I'll carry this torch. I'll take this fucking journey for you." But yeah. All right, here we go. It's just like, once again, for my personal point of view and my care about people in general, and my sense of like not even like not bullshitting, like my actual sense of empathy. It's like, dude, I feel bad for you, dude. I feel bad for you, Michael. Sorry, Michael Tracy. I almost called him Michael Tracy. Alan Dershowitz. I feel so bad for you, man. I really do. That's a sad life to live. It really is. But he's here, and no meals in Martha's Vineyard. No meals for him there. All right, here we go. He's getting
one other thing.
In the tens of
Good.
We have a law that supersedes the public right to know accusers' names when it comes to rape of women. I forget what it's called, but it's decided by the Supreme Court of the United States since the 90s. So Alan Dershowitz knows that law's in place and still did that.
Fair enough. But it should be like human decency, where it's like, hey, like you're probably like traumatized from one thing or another potentially. So you know what? I'll be fair and honest about
it's so this is the time he gets constitutional. It's like it's
His names get brought up.
symbolic. It's symbolic / empty. Like what you call it? What's that fucking word? We call it to the left people. Basically means you're. It's empty value. We have a phrase for it.
Virtue signaling? Yeah. I don't know.
Virtue signal. There
Okay.
you go.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
This is different than even that phenomenon, I think, by a lot.
I get, but I'm saying that a layer of it's virtue signal. Like, I care
appealing
about
to
the
that.
Constitution now when it's about me.
He's appealing to it. I'll say that.
Right.
I agree with it. Okay.
To benefit
appealing
you. Right.
Yes, he's appealing to it, not actually like that phenomenon.
Care for the actual.
essentially. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Agreed. But all right. Here we go. Let's play. Here we go.
the Iranian
proud of
people
it.
have spoken. They
I would
went to the
even
streets in the tens of millions You're a coward. You won't let me talk. I let you talk because I'm not afraid of you. People are not afraid of you anymore.
You can
kill Epstein. You
can cook like a burger, boy.
You can kill whoever you like, but we're not afraid.
I'll sue
you can bomb my house. You can kill me with my family, but I'm not afraid of you. I will support the Palestinian people until your regime bombs my home.
Look at Alan Dershowitz.
So go and tell them that. I'm prepared to die for the Palestinian people.
He looks
but you,
pissed.
You who used to frequent Epstein Island, you have no principles,
said it again.
No morality. The Iranian people came to the streets in the tens of millions. We all know it. The footage is there. The international journalists were there, not just in Iran, but in Iraq. The Iranian people have spoken whose side they are. No one is going to be fooled by your propaganda to justify war.
Well, let's get this lawsuit
Okay, Alan
straight.
Dershowitz.
How many
I'm
times
suing
do you
you right
think I
now.
was at Jeffrey Epstein's island? How many times? Say it
Epstein
again,
Island.
So we could get it on tape. How many times?
He's fucking. He's Michael Tracy, right? He's like. Anyway,
going straight to that.
Epstein, wait a minute, Epstein. Listen, I
was on the plane.
I
not the
beat
island.
that case. Listen, I beat that case. Let me tell you about this. He's a fucking weirdo. This was a fucking weirdo, bro.
You're talking about.
Yeah, Dershowitz. He's out of his mind, like blatantly.
Is he
out
about
of
to
his
say
mind.
I kept my underwear on? Is he about to tell us I was on that
Those
plane,
girls
but I
were
kept
like
my
almost
underwear on?
18. Okay, they were like almost 18. All right, so like watch your
16.
fucking mouth.
They were 16. They were 16.
They were very
I did not
adult
know
for
any of
16
their
years. Okay, they're
ages.
very adult like. Okay, so watch your fucking mouth. He's pissed. All right, here we go. Here we go.
Well, let's get this lawsuit
Okay, Alan
straight.
Dershowitz.
How many times do you think I was at Jeffrey Epstein's island? How many times?
Oh
Say it
God!
again, so we could get it on tape. How many times?
So I can sue you.
So I can.
One
Yeah,
time
exactly.
is more than enough.
Yo,
but
analytical. Straight up, 100%. Say some words so I can sue you later, please. But that's what Alan, like this grump Grinch motherfucker, is looking for. I think
That's against the law,
that's
too.
what he's looking for right there.
What's against the law?
Give me the words
Why
to
did
sue
he
you.
Right.
say it that way?
You hold on. You cannot threaten. One of the laws is you cannot threaten to sue someone. You must just do it. You can't threaten it.
Marandi should
Well,
say
he's
like
a lawyer. He must know.
pre-warning,
Marandi should.
but he's ignoring that because it's not
Oh.
important to him right now.
You know, a lot of people say that I'm gonna sue you, so people really can't say that. That's against the law.
If it will injure case, like you will have no standing in your case.
yum yum. On that one.
They don't practice it, but it is functionally
It's
a
the words on paper.
foundational law.
Yeah, sure.
It's like it's from the beginning. It's been on the thing. You can't threaten to sue someone. You must just do it.
Fair enough.
Okay.
But Marandi should say right now, he should be like, "Hey man, it's your time to talk. Go ahead." Are you saying this? Sorry, it's your time to talk, not mine. So go ahead, say your words,
Right.
Alan Dershowitz. He should say that. Honestly.
He's just saying, I dare you to say the next thing.
Yeah, he is.
Say
He's looking for
say
an
something
in.
that's not factual. I dare you to say something not factual.
He's looking for an in right there, bro. 100%. Here we go. Here
Look
we
at
go.
his face.
He's like, like Grinch, bro. Like fucking Ebenezer Scrooge before the fucking ghost show up. He's that right. He's pissed. All right, here we go.
Saying not the island, maybe the ranch, maybe New York.
It's like
Why
one
are you saying
face.
not the island?
Look at Marandi's face of confidence and Dershowitz's face of
Guilt.
pissed. He's like, excuse
He
me,
set up
sir.
something.
What'd you say about me?
Say it again.
Anyways,
Sorry,
Epstein. Never knew the guy. Sorry. Anyway, all right, here we go. Never knew
How many
him.
times do you think I was
Yeah.
at Jeffrey Epstein's island? How many times? Say it again, so we could get it on tape. How many times?
one time is more than enough. But I think you've been there five,
You're
6
saying
times.
multiple
Oh,
times.
fuck
How
you,
many
Cedric.
times do you think I was there?
I think
many
you were
times?
there 5, 6 times.
Say it again. Five,
I-
6 times.
I think.
Yeah.
Something
I
like
was-
that, yeah.
I was his lawyer, just the way I was the lawyer for Palestinian.
What did you be there?
Lawyer.
flag. No, don't interrupt me. I was the
I could
lawyer
be
for
there.
Palestinian students.
Yo,
That's client
Flying the
privilege.
flag when Yasser Arafat died. I was the lawyer for Nazis in Skokie, Illinois. I helped represent them. I would even represent
down
you
his,
if anybody tried to prevent
I
you
don't
from.
need you.
his resume.
I'm a lawyer,
I don't
and
need you.
a lawyer does, and that's what lawyers should be proud of. I mean, I'm going to continue to represent people you don't like as long as I have the current strength to do it. And you can cite that
I'm
as an
courageous.
argument against Israel.
There's more money
It
in
has
it.
nothing to do with Israel. It's just an ad hominem attack on me as a lawyer and on the American legal system.
Ashamed.
You wouldn't understand the American legal system because you don't have a
yourself
legal
said you regret being his lawyer, so don't talk nonsense.
Say it again.
You yourself admitted that you regret being his lawyer, so don't talk nonsense to me.
I don't regret being his lawyer. I'm proud to have
He said he loved being his lawyer.
been President Clinton's lawyer. I'm proud to have been Ted Kennedy's lawyer. I'm proud to have been the lawyer for hundreds of
Well, it's a lot of
people
rapos.
who
Wait,
didn't have
you're
enough
proud to
money
be
to have a lawyer.
Jeffrey Epstein's
And I
lawyer?
would be happy to go to Iran and represent the
I think
people
he
who
said
can't get
Clinton's.
lawyers there, who were executed yesterday because they went to demonstrations. You have to say what you're saying.
The two people who were executed yesterday, and I've tweeted the footage. The two people, I'm glad you said this. You are so naive.
Yeah.
You're not a good
Let's hear
lawyer.
this.
I tweeted this yesterday, and I will retweet it after this debate. The two people who were executed yesterday, they burned 4 police officers alive. And
So the fuck what? So what? So what?
Jesus Christ.
Are you the good guy now? I'm glad he said that. I'm glad he's so bravado.
Who did that? Somebody in Iran?
He's
Iran did
saying Iranian, whatever establishment, executed 2 people
that? Israeli
for killing
Israeli
police officers.
police?
It's like,
4
Okay.
police officers.
or sorry, they killed 4 police officers, right? It's like, okay. He's like, yeah, they did that, and yeah. I'm like, what does that make you like? Yeah, it's a problem, right? Well, he said that's a problem. Let's give him room, right? To be fair to him, let's give Professor Marandi room. Is that a problem though? Isn't it? Here we go.
yesterday, they burned 4 police officers alive and
What about
stabbed them.
who were executed
They
before that?
they were executed because of murdering 4 police officers. So I
What
will
about-
retweet that today. But that's
What about-
and that, by the
Mil-
way,
what about
what happened
50
during that armed? Don't be
What
afraid. Let me explain.
What about
Don't be
50
afraid of people listening.
on the-
You are the one. You are the one from the civilized world. You are the proud Zionist, the ethno supremacist that we should all be listening to. So don't worry about what. Don't worry if people hear what I say.
I'm throwing up the flag.
Your own Israeli
I know he
regime,
is.
the
I know he
regime
is.
that
His
you
flash
love so
his
much,
colors.
is self-admitted that they were behind the armed insurgency.
Once again, Professor Marandi, I know. Listen, you're vibing right now. You're against a dumb fuck cunt called Alan Dershowitz. I got it. But there's no way in any world where hey, let's execute people because you're the fucking officers of morality. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. You bring up like U.S. executions. Guess what? They're fucking cunts too. So you can't do that with me. Do it with Alan Dershowitz, right? You could do that with him for sure. But you can't do that in life.
You know what?
Sorry.
You know, I heard some people say. Some people say it's not murder unless it's just if it's unlawful. I'm like, okay, whatever. Murder's murder.
Yeah. You're killing with a strange version of authority behind it. You're committing murder in your own version of authority, for sure. Some guy's like, yo, you cheated on me, I'm killing you. These guys are like, yo, you created a discretion against the state, you're dead. Right? I'm killing you for that. That's why it's like, these are dumb fucks. Somehow saying, like, who should live or die? Like, you should have no authority towards that. So, you know what, Marandi? You can't be... It is what it is. Once again, people will view Marandi as like, oh my God, here's a moral voice against the evil Zionist authority figures, right? But that statement right there of him ignoring that, like, that's a fucking problem. I don't give a fuck what they did. Who the fuck are you? Who are you? Who the fuck are you? But yet they're doing it anyways. And it's acceptable. in 2026. Unfortunately, until aliens or Jesus or Buddha shows up, you're stuck here. It is what it is. That's so fucking sad, man. Very sad. But yet the case. And yes, I do nitpick against the guys that claim righteousness in whatever time period they're in. I nitpick. And actually, it's not even a nitpick. It's this is fucking wrong. You walked over like two people, whatever it was, whatever they did, right? You walked over two people being fucking executed. You walked over it like it was nothing.
Four.
Whatever they fucking did.
No,
Whatever.
The two that killed the four.
Yeah, they killed four officers. They lit them on fire and I guess stabbed them. According to this guy.
I don't even know that story.
Well,
is that in America?
According to this, no, in Iran. According to this guy, right?
Oh. Okay.
But nonetheless, who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you?
How is
Dershowitz
a lawyer in Iran?
No, wait. What?
No, I think he's talking about
Dershowitz saying he represented the two.
No, he's saying I represent people that are from Iran, I guess. I think he said that. I don't know if he meant like those two in particular. Right? I don't think he said that. But maybe like just in general.
I don't know.
Like
they're talking over each other.
No.
I'm not sure what they're actually fucking saying.
Fair enough. It's a crazy conversation probably, but I'm still like looking at principle and morals. And no one passes the test on my fucking screen right now. No one passes. I don't care what your reasons are.
Pierce.
No one passes.
Look at that type of smile, man.
I heard Piers earlier. Listen, I heard Piers earlier. So you know what? He fails too.
He's like ratings.
He's like, damn, this will look good on YouTube. In his mind,
I'm gonna make good, easy 20,000 off of this, easy.
Yeah.
He's like, I got a new haircut, and you know what? This video is blowing up on YouTube, 100%. That's his mindset right now.
Dude, if he's making 20,000, he is getting lowballed like a motherfucker, dude. Rachel Maddow was getting $3 million an episode. What in 2016 time?
Piers is gonna make that probably, just from YouTube almost, like 250K a month, maybe. I guess, which is a lot of money. It's $250,000 in a fucking month. So he'll be living
in a month.
I kid you not.
Yeah, streamers make that.
Maybe I'm exaggerating on YouTube. Maybe 100K on YouTube. But everything else altogether, his sponsors, all of it, he's making a shit ton of money for this, and a new haircut, and a new haircut with it.
He was talking shit earlier, and now he's chilling. He don't have to do nothing.
Yeah, he had his little hissy fit with fucking Marandi, but now he's like, you know what?
Bringing up Epstein.
Backing off. Hey guys, you got the floor. Make me money, please. All right, here we go.
Channel 14 of the Israeli regime, which is close to Netanyahu itself, said, and I tweeted this, and others have too, that the Israeli regime, they helped send in, along with Americans, they helped send in the weapons that killed hundreds of police officers during those 2 days of armed insurgency.
Part of that so-called.
Your own regime admits it.
So that's
your own regime admits it.
Good? Analytical? Good?
Yeah, so I got what he said. When they sent the guns in, the protesters killed the officers and burnt them. Okay, I got it.
Yes, that was a thing there. But then again, propaganda can exist, and you have like videos of.
That still don't make it right. Like you said, it still don't make it right.
Exactly, but there's also like what he's talking about is like video footage of people saying like, yeah, these guys gave us guns, we used them, or Mark Levin saying like, yeah, we got fucking Mossad infiltrating in Iran on the ground to do this or that, just like the Elon Musk thing before Dubster of Starlink and all that stuff. Like, yeah, we got like fucking foot soldiers out here taking care of business for us.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, who knows? Well, fuck. I believe that as a possibility, and definitely like, actually a definite possibility for me personally. But at the same time, like, it, yeah, you guys are doing propaganda too, and executions and spies in other people's countries and all that shit. You're doing the same thing. But we're supposed to like believe like one guy's a good guy and one guy's a bad guy, when in reality it's like, no, these are not good people. No offense to them. Whatever they believe, right, morally. But if you break it down by my standards, you're not good people. Sorry. You're actors in a fucking game. You're Tyrion, you're fucking Viserys, you're Game of Thrones characters, basically. Like, fucking each other over. Meanwhile, there's like a bigger thing happening, a bigger deal happening that you're missing out on for the sake of your little dumb fuck politics, unfortunately. But, all right, here we go. Who cares, right? Here we go.
Of police officers during those 2 days of armed insurgency. Your own regime admits it. Your own regime admits it.
I hope that's true. I would like to see the United States and Israel together topple the Iranian regime and replace it by a democratic regime where all people can vote and all people have free speech.
I'll bring up the 1950s,
I would be happy to
Marandi.
participate in any such attempt to try to topple this Nazi regime. That's what would have happened in 1935 if they had done the right thing. We have a chance now to have peace in the world by toppling the Iranian regime. It won't happen overnight.
There's not plenty, but there's enough Jewish people in Iran, and actually have like, just like Israel, right? Representation of, for them, Arabs in Israel, and in Iran, Jewish people. There is a very, very small but existent coalition of peoples of us. Like, what do you say with that, right? Especially with these guys who play politics versus like actuality, right? But okay, backing up, here we go.
Would have happened in 1935 if they had done the right thing. We have a chance now to have peace in the world by toppling the Iranian regime. It won't happen overnight. It won't happen quickly.
If Iran goes down,
but
peace
ultimately,
in the world.
good people of Iran, the good people of Iran,
that's peace, right?
will rise up against their evil leaders who kill them in the street, and will give them ultimately, for the first time, real democracy. That's what we want.
So says the genocide supporter. The genocide supporter who's supporting an ongoing genocide.
To have peace?
Well, that's
basically what you're saying, right?
That's definitely
Kill
not.
To have peace. I got you, bro. I got you.
That is totally not 1984, 100%. It's definitely not that. No way. It's
He said 1930. He said 1930.
1984. War equals peace. There's no way he's saying that right there.
The movie 1984.
Book.
By George
Movie?
Orwell.
Book. There you
go. Yeah.
Not that I read the book, honestly. I've seen the movie, but not
George Orwell.
Yeah. Anyways, all right, here we go.
Real democracy. That's what we want.
So says the genocide supporter. The genocide supporter who's supporting an ongoing genocide where every day Palestinians are dying, every single day as we speak, and Western media won't tell anyone about it because it's controlled by the same sort of people who you are aligned to. Those kids who are dying of disease every day. Those parents who are dying every day because of a lack of proper food and medicine. You are responsible. And all those Western journalists who've been trying to distract public opinion away from it. The only guilt of the Iranian people, and Hezbollah and Yemen is that they say no to genocide. That has been the guilt for 47 years.
It's not true.
For decades, your regime.
That's not true, but he's feeling himself right now. So, but it's not true though, right? If you're like actually, once again, if Jesus or Buddha or someone floats down, aliens, whatever, is that true? Well, I was on Piers Morgan. I was in the zone. I was very confident in my word. So like that's where we're at. It's not actual reality, unfortunately. Well, actually, whatever. fortunate or unfortunate, but either way, it's like this is not true to me. In my personal idea of things, that I keep getting things right, though. To be fair, so maybe this is another case of you're bullshitting for propaganda purposes, whether it's based on your feelings or your anger towards another nation, or you're just lying to lie. Either one, same problem at the core of it. Different diagnosis, but still problem. Let's apply them. Here we go.
The Iranian people and Hezbollah and Yemen
The only guilt
is that they say no to genocide.
Okay,
That has
that's
been
it.
the guilt
That's
for
all.
47 years. For
all.
decades, your regime has been supporting
It's a
the
lie.
apartheid and genocidal
Or
regime of Israel and
ignorance.
supporting the most brutal regimes across the world in Latin America and Africa, in our region,
That is
and
true
in
to me.
Asia.
That's fact.
But
Israel is
the only time your hostility is
religious-
towards Iran because Iran says no to ethno-supremacism, just like 46% of young Jews in the United States. Iran says no
Probably
to genocide,
factoid.
no
Probably factoid.
to ethnic cleansing, no to colonization, and that Palestine must be a land where Jews and Christians and Muslims live as equal human beings. Your regime, your Israeli regime, because you're not loyal to the United States, you're loyal to the Israeli regime, to the genocidal
now
regime.
now
Your
you're
regime bombed during this war. Your
Yeah.
regime bombed a synagogue. Your regime bombed a synagogue in
It's also
Tehran.
facts.
Why? Because that synagogue was not a Zionist synagogue. You hate Jews.
Total
You hate
nonsense.
Jews that are not Zionists. You are an
Probably true.
anti-Semite because you kill Palestinians, and you're
Can I
from Eastern Europe. You have
This is all probably true, actually, like in words. It's probably facts, honestly. His reason why is probably bullshit and fakery to me. But on paper, in words, he's probably correct. Just saying. Just saying. It is what it is. Let me reset real fast. Lagging a bit. But yeah, those are fucking facts, as far as I understand. And yes, I agree with him on like the thing that Dershowitz is crying about the most. You don't give a fuck about Jewish people, Alan Dershowitz.
Nope.
You don't give a fucking fuck about them. It's about people you know and people you don't. The ones you
Like
don't,
the Trump administration.
yeah. The people you don't know, fuck them. The ones you do, you might fight for on Piers Morgan. You might fight for those guys. The ones you don't know, go fuck themselves. They're nothing. They're meaningless. That's been his fucking modus. Was it modus operandi, or what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's been your shit for a minute, Alan Dershowitz. Straight up. And that's unfortunate when seeing like a human, like that hurts my feelings, man. Seeing like a human being like do that or go through that. That's fucking gross. That's disgusting. It really is. And that's where this guy's at. And he has no reserves about it either until the last 10 seconds of his fucking life. Then I'll see, he'll be, oh, wait a minute. What was I doing? In the last seconds on that deathbed. Oh my God. What the fuck was I doing? What was wrong with me? But you're going to learn at some point, my friend. In my personal view of life and spirituality and all that stuff, you'll find out one day. Unfortunately, maybe not this life. That's so sad. Very sad to hear. But, you know, good luck to him. Let's play. Here we go.
no, you have no right to slaughter and rape and murder.
All right, let me bring Alan
Palestinians
back
and
in
take their
here.
land.
All right, let me bring Alan back in. Alan,
Bring Alan back in.
Alan,
For
let's talk
nothing.
about the politics of it,
For
because you
nothing.
mentioned earlier that this could take 5 years, it could take longer. But there's a political relevancy
don't
to
give a
this,
fuck
which is
either, man.
if Donald
Fuck.
Trump was to lose
Doesn't give a fuck.
the House and the Senate in the midterm elections, then he becomes a lame duck president and would then be highly likely to precipitate a loss in the general election for the Republicans. And the moment the Democrats get back into power, they're going to get out of this. So this could all be over regardless of whatever you would like, or Donald Trump would like, or Netanyahu would like. This could all be over within the next, just 2 and a bit years because of the politics of this in America.
That's right, because we have a democracy and we vote for what we want. Iran, on the other hand, in which only Muslims have rights, in which there's no free speech, there hasn't been an election for almost forever.
Hypocrisy.
They don't have those rights. Yes, we can overthrow our government.
That's
yes, the Democrats maybe will take control of the House and the Senate. That's a risk. That's what happened in Great Britain after Churchill won the Second World War with the United States.
Okay.
He got thrown out of power.
God damn, nigga! How many times you keep going back down there?
But principled politicians,
the fucking robber baron of fucking Africa. Fuck Churchill.
How many times he said Churchill?
Fuck Churchill, man. This guy's a fucking robber of fucking Africa for their diamonds, for their resources. He's a part of that. He's a part of that shit.
Winston?
Yes, he is. Very much a part of that. I looked into that fool, man. He's a part of that shit too. With
are you talking about Cecil B. Rhodes?
He was a teammate of Cecil Rhodes. He was.
Oh.
Winston Churchill. Straight up. They were teammates in Africa. Robber baron and like the whole fucking thing. Like, fuck that guy.
That was during
not
like
as
the
a human
Berlin
being.
Conference?
What's up?
That was during like the Berlin Conference or no?
No. Before he became a prime minister of UK of England, he was robbing Africa along with Cecil Rhodes. And I'm sure you heard like the Rhodes Scholar, right? Bill Clinton was one of them, right? The Georgetown Rhodes Scholar person, right? That's based on Cecil Rhodes that Winston Churchill was working alongside to rob Africa, straight up, blatantly. But apparently he's a hero now, I guess. He's a hero. And we should like celebrate his name. I'm like, nah. I'm sad he didn't figure it out before he died. That's my only sadness. That's my tear for him. You didn't find out before you fucking passed away, man.
Sometimes they don't care.
That's the thing. It's still sad though, right? The fucking
it's sad.
It's an all black occasion, right? All black occasion.
And you said that. They have people that praised them like they did something good.
Yep. They made movies on these fools. The hero
Statues.
of World War II, whatever the fuck these guys are. Yeah, exactly. And it's like,
we will fight to the very end.
Yeah, the scratchy voice on the radio. Exactly. He's like,
so I want to know that. So that happened before the Berlin Conference. That's what I was trying to get at.
Yes, I believe.
I don't know.
Okay. If Berlin Conference, is that like World War II time period or some shit like that?
Before. That's what caused the World War II. That's what caused World War One. Was that?
Okay, I believe before that, this fool was gallivanting and taking advantage of people with muskets, whatever the fuck they had, gunpowder against other people.
Okay.
No empathy, no care.
That had no guns.
Yeah, no care, no empathy. I'm like, yo, your legacy namesake, go fuck itself. You as a person, I wish I could meet you. You won't like it, but I wish I could meet you, basically. And I hope there's something more to you.
You're gonna pull that musket out. Watch yourself. You're gonna pull that musket out. Watch it, bro.
He's gonna pull the one shot gun out.
Yeah, he got rip it off from the side and then stuff it in.
He's got to get the cloth in the fucking barrel.
So you got to hurry up and punch his ass.
you got put him on the ground before he fucking pulls the trigger. Yeah, it's like we got some weird, I don't know, some weird legacy care for some of these people, and I'm like, these guys aren't fucking special. They're not. There's people that have lived out throughout life that are true carers of planet Earth and people on it and life on it itself. They get no fucking namesake. Nothing. They get fucking nothing to them. But these fucking
they get treated like they're bad people.
In a lot of cases, enough cases, yes. But I bet the actual savages of planet Earth, the people that are actually like the hardcore carers of things, most of them get no mention, no namesake. No one knows who the fuck they are. But I know fucking Winston fucking Churchill. Okay? No offense to him.
A lot.
No offense to him. For real, like no offense to him. But it's just like you over what? The actual like someone that has like wisdom and actual like real word sake and belief sake towards something that's actually beautiful. Why are you over them? Because we're fucking stupid. That's why. Because we're dumb fucking humans. That's why. And those guys were like the actual heroes of the past. Like, no. Human is actually beautiful. Here's actual humanity. Here's actual beauty. And they fucking kill them. They kill those guys and women. They fucking kill them. Instead of like celebrating those ideas. They kill them and say, yeah, fuck that guy. As they like go about their day of dumb fuckery.
Didn't Elon Musk say something about empathy is weak or some shit like that?
Oh, that was maybe he said that too, but more so like for me, my videos was Mark Andreessen, where he said like, yeah, caring or self-analysis is actually a poison for progress. And I'm like, this guy's this guy's a dummy. He's actually dumb.
Yeah, I think Elon Musk said that too about empathy.
I wouldn't
it's
be
not
surprised.
Good. It's weak.
I wouldn't be surprised. Would not be surprised. And watch the dummies
now,
that
Mark
follow
Andreessen, that's Conehead, right?
Yes, it is. It's fucking Egghead himself. Yes.
Okay. No. See, Stephen Miller got the round. but yeah, the egg do got that the arc. You got the arc. You do got the arc, like a football. Okay.
Yes, you can. Fucking Joe Montana
He got
throwing
the high
his head somewhere.
Or right.
That fool. I thought it was fake until I saw the actual video. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, I thought that was fake. I was like, oh, that's your real head.
They're just
That's
making fun.
You was born like that. No wonder you're rich. I know when you was going to school, you was getting cracked on every day.
I was
every fucking day.
I thought it was like, yo, they're AI making fun of this guy, but in actuality, yo, he actually has a fucking football shape. He is Hey Arnold, bro. He's an actual football head. He's the real thing. Just like vertical football
Those
head.
spirals and shit.
He's no laces, throwing fucking spirals. All right, let's keep going. There we go. It's we're in dumb territory when it comes to these guys discussing things. Dershowitz is a blatantly what he is, but we'll hear it out. Here we go.
Churchillian politicians do the right thing regardless of what the political implications are.
Churchillians.
And the right thing is to continue to make sure that Iran doesn't pose a nuclear danger to the world.
Oh my God.
I want
Churchillians.
to pursue a little bit more of what our distinguished professor here said. He said Jews control the media.
He just came up with that.
Jews control the media. Jews, and he starts making other kinds of arguments.
You're a liar. You're a liar.
Jews control.
You're a liar, and I agree. But God.
I just want to make sure, like, analytical, you're new to me. I don't know you that well. So just want to put this kind of perspective in your head. Should we attack South Africa because they have nukes? Should we attack France because they have nukes? Should we attack China because they have nukes? Should we attack Russia because they have nukes?
No.
As in America?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because if that's the case, then we should be attacked too.
Well, right, because
I agree with that, yeah.
So
fair enough.
The argument they constantly make is Iran doesn't think like us. Neither does Russia. Neither does South Africa. Neither does France. Neither does England.
And China, yeah.
They have their interest, but they already have their nukes. Like, they have enough to be world-ending with us. But this country that could possibly get nukes, we got to destroy them before they get nukes.
But we have, like, is your point, like, we have, like, 10 other fucking adversaries that also have nukes? So that's...
they're already established.
Yeah. Was that your point though?
Like their
The
nukes,
adversaries having them. Good.
yeah, their nukes are to the level of they could destroy the world with us if they decided to ever use them. And I mean, it's still the whole idea of this is just checkers to maintaining our power. Like, oh, they're allies with Russia, they're allies with China. This isn't really about Russia. This isn't really about Iran. It's about the balance between Russia and China versus us. That language is in this.
And now they trying to give Syria, was it Syria or Saudi Arabia? They trying to give them nukes.
That's a little bit of part of the conversation. I think with the Abraham Accords and all that. Like, I think it's a little bit of part of that conversation. I think
something like so. It's like y'all make no sense now. Before for years y'all didn't like Saudi Arabia. Now you're trying to get Saudi Arabia. So it's like, oh man, they don't make no sense. They losing their argument. They slipping.
Well,
they slipping.
Let me ask you this stuff, sir. Do you think, with Alan Dershowitz, do you think he's a part of? I know people will say like Israel, but what about the U.S.? Do you think he's like a part of the U.S. apparatus as like your voice out there to represent us or to help us out when it comes to PR for the audience, right? Do you think Alan Dershowitz is a part of that or no? What do you think?
Well, what they have done now since under Trump, I'd say it's just you can't make sense of sides between
years. He's been like this for years.
Today you couldn't say Israel is its own entity and U.S. is its own entity. They are a conglomerate, and they're partners. So,
let me add to that. Hold on, real fast, up, sir, because people are waiting for an NDAA to be signed in Section 219, right? Of like, oh my God, they're merging militaries, but like before even that's even signed, potentially, or has been signed, before that, like years before that, wasn't that already they were already like in actuality already behaving that way, right? Or what do you think?
I got cut out.
Okay, NDAA, right? And Section 219, which is the merging of the military, technologies and weaponry and all that stuff, right? But in actuality, that's already been in existence for a while now, right? Like, I mean, like decades going back. In Europe, like, do you agree with that? Basically, we're like, it's just signing out on paper versus like there.
Since Trump, it's just become clear that Israel and United States kind of are the same thing, as in government level, the players.
Yeah.
Dershowitz a player, and he's made it clear, like, if there's opposing sides, Dershowitz is on the side that is in favor with Israel, and they're making the things like
almost
as
like
a
a
player
wrestler
slash US.
Almost like a wrestling promo guy. Like he's like, I'm here to support my faction, although like big picture, he is supporting the bigger thing, right? The whatever you want to call it, right? People call it globalist or whatever the fuck, right? Like it's a bigger thing. Yeah,
and like you made it clear, this guy, he might be what we call the Democrat side. I think he is.
He would say he is. He would say he is. Yeah,
Democrat.
He said that before, but he doesn't say that anymore. He says like he switched to Republican.
Let's say he's a player at government level. I don't think he's even in government. I'm just using him as the example. He was right now. He's stoic against Israel. At the end of the day, like, they will still work with Israel as much as they will work with the dude that's coordinating some mission in Zimbabwe.
Yes, I agree. It's almost like there is no such thing as a flag for these. Like the idea of like nationalism or a sense of a flag is not a real thing for these guys. It really isn't about. Israeli flag or a U.S. flag or a Zimbabwe flag. It's business in my
Right. It's like we have State Department. The Rubio is the head of the State Department. What is he in charge of? All the American ambassadors. Well, what's an ambassador doing? He is coordinating communications between America and that country.
Yeah.
And we're communicating at all times with all countries.
It makes sense on paper, right? If this world was healthy, it makes sense. But
right. So they're plotting with that country's current regime, or the people that are going to be in the opposing government in the next election, or kind of hand in hand to always get a fucking favorable deal.
Yeah.
And we're constantly doing this day in, day out, every day, every country.
Yeah. It's so unfortunate. It would make sense. It would make sense, like, to have, like, hey, here's a guy who is stationed in fucking Sudan as an ambassador for the U.S. He's there to, like, hey, what's going on over here? Because I want you guys at home to care about this area over here. Like, I want you guys to, like, know what's going on, right? And that makes sense to me. I mean, well, healthy-minded version of that, right? It's like, hey, these guys are like, there's like a fucking a drought happening, right? They don't have like enough rainfall or whatever the fuck, right? It's going on. So you know what? We're gonna try to help them out because we see what's going on here. And if you guys get fucked, it fucks us later on if we don't like take care of it right now. Just like a Sudanese ambassador for the U.S. saying like, hey man, the U.S. is like going this direction and this is not right. They're fucking up or they have a drought themselves in these areas. We need to help them out because we have plenty of resources over here. Like that's the healthy version of what these things should represent. But unfortunately,
here's the real version of it. We have an what's a country that has the cocoa that we need to make chocolate?
Probably South America. Name of the
country. Is it Colombia?
I don't know. But I assume South
Let's
America.
just say it's Colombia.
Okay.
Let's say it's Colombia. We have an ambassador
They
there.
got the cocoa, but not the cocoa. But go ahead.
Right. So his primary job is to make sure that our trade deal with them to get the supply that Colombia can provide is a fair negotiated basis.
Yeah.
We get 44,000 tons a year of cocoa or whatever. Let's say they have a drought, or let's say they have a wildfire, and they can only provide 38,000. Well, his job, our ambassador, is make sure we get that 44,000. That's 6,000 short. I propose, as the ambassador of America to Colombia, well, you figure out how you're going to keep that fucking supply flowing. What does that mean? Well, you might need to take over. You might need to cause some kind of inflection to where some other type of field can be provided here, or maybe you need a rebellion in this town to cause 6,000 more tons to be able to be manufactured or grown so that it can be traded to America. Because we got a deal and you're going to follow that fucking deal. Or I'm going to have to call Rubio and he's going to have to fucking get this solved some sort of way. And it could go all the way to a military level.
Okay. So that's okay. Fair enough for the unhealthy version of that.
It's like that's kind of the real version.
Yeah, like, which is unhealthy, I think.
We're fighting for our ambassadors are fighting for America's interests, just like England's ambassadors are fighting for theirs, just like China's are fighting for theirs.
I agree, but it's not for China or England or the U.S. It's for certain individuals within the country. They're doing for their interests, not for America.
On the resellers level, they're counting like huge numbers where they're like, dude, we have to You have to figure out how to keep these supplies at least close to these numbers to a level of it could be time for war.
But if they don't, Rubio, Trump, whoever the fuck will still get chocolate, right? In your example, they'll still get chocolate if they want to, right? But you can't. And thus,
Kim Jong-un.
if you get rebellion,
you
don't want rebellion, right? Because that fucks up the thing you're doing right now, right?
It was Hennessy that Kim Jong-un was getting while the nation didn't allow drinking liquor.
No clue.
For North Korea.
No clue. No idea. But
for North Korea?
I do fully think that these guys do this on their own interests for themselves personally. But I get your point. It's just like, can we imagine a healthy version of what you're saying right there? Can we imagine that, or is that absolutely outside the box of reality? And why is it outside of reality? Like, what reason is it outside of reality? And that's where I keep screaming about every single fucking day. There's a reason for it. It's there. We're not observing it. But either way, let's hit play because I want to end this video. I want to play some Apex. All right, here we go.
The Jews control the media.
Wait, what?
Jews control the media.
I just walked through that.
And he start making other kinds of arguments.
You're a liar. You're a liar. A lawyer. You're a lawyer, but you're a liar.
Enjoy, guys.
You're a lawyer, but you openly lie. People are watching. Jews, 44% of young Jews in the United States under the age of 35, they don't believe your nonsense anymore. No one believes you. You bombed the Jewish synagogue in Tehran. You're the enemy of Jews. You are the. I never said you say that. The audience can judge for themselves. In fact, when you say Iran has no freedom of speech,
like a state.
Your host, I've invited him to come to Iran on multiple occasions to see if there is free speech. When I tell him to read the book Going to Tehran, he gets angry because it goes against his narrative. But you speak on behalf of an ethno-supremacist regime, and you speak of free speech. Your country is run by oligarchs. You think that the people of the United States have free speech when they lose their jobs, when on campus they can't talk out against the Israeli regime and the brutality of the regime? Don't talk nonsense. People lose their jobs in your country. Their futures are destroyed when they speak truth to power.
But let me ask you, Professor Marandi, let me ask you, look, I presume there's one thing you would both agree on, which you would like this war to be over sooner rather than later, correct?
What does that
mean? We would like justice. We would like what would end all wars in this region is one thing. That the land of Palestine be a land where Jews, Christians, and Muslims live as equal human beings. That's something that your other guests would never support and never accept. And that's why
let me ask him.
We have the genocide.
Let me ask him. Alan Dershowitz.
Alan was on for decades.
Well, let me. You said he wouldn't accept it. Let me ask him, Alan. Would you accept that?
Of course, I accept it completely. I accept completely people in every part of the world living as equals without regard to their religion.
You would accept that all Palestinians living in the West Bank and Gaza. Listen, answer my question. All the Palestinians, including those living in the West Bank and Gaza, they would have equal rights to those Israelis who you brought in from Europe and across the world. They would have equal rights. You accept that.
But let me be very clear. The vast majority of Israelis come from Arabic backgrounds, North Africa, Muslim backgrounds,
more so like Russia.
That's what I heard. That's not Palestine. That's not Palestine. Morocco is not Palestine.
Today,
Kurdish Iraq is not Palestine. You're not speaking with a child.
Let him talk.
They're Mizrahim, not Ashkenazim. Number one.
You are Ashkenaz.
To be fair, Dubster, he's been
cutting him off.
No, Marandi's been more polite, I guess, as far as say your piece.
For the last segment, it was Dershowitz's turn to talk, and Marandi just took over. Now,
fair enough.
He won't let him answer this part. I don't mean like consistently. I just mean now.
Fair enough. Well, what I saw in the beginning, once again, was Marandi being quiet, and then he said his piece, and then Dershowitz is like talking over him, right? Marandi will talk over him, talking over him, right? It is what it is, but I get what you're saying. Like,
No, I'm just saying,
be graceful.
It's
That's the
Dershowitz
idea,
turn.
right?
Dershowitz needs to be able to respond. I won't agree with what Dershowitz would say, but he needs to be heard.
Fair enough. It's just, once again, if someone, you know, the idea of like bullying in the room, I get why, and also just being incorrect probably is a reason why he's like, yeah, shut the fuck up. I'm gonna talk over you. Fuck you. But all right, here we go.
Iraq is not Palestine. You're not speaking with a child.
Oriental background. They're Mizrahim, not Ashkenazim. Number one.
You are Ashkenazi. You and those running the country are mostly Ashkenazi. And the Mizrahis, the Jews, are not Palestinian, and they're not Semites.
Of course, I believe in complete equality for everybody. Now, I want to ask you the question. Do you think
in the West don't run away from the answer. You say that the Palestinian you answer the question. You say that the Israeli regime should dismantle the system that now exists, and that all Palestinians in the land of Gaza and in the West Bank should have the right of vote and should have citizenship to this land, and they cannot be removed from their homes. You say that, right? You accept that,
yes,
right?
Of course. I think that they should be citizens of an independent state in Gaza, an independent state.
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, fuck. Okay, he just turned his like words around. Yeah, he changed that around. That was crazy. That was kind of crazy. Like, he's like slowed it down to like, answer this.
He's a lawyer, right?
He asked a certain question, and he said, yes, of course. They should have their own place over. Like, yo, he just changed like the whole fucking thing around. That was kind of crazy. But, you know, Alan Dershowitz and Piers Morgan is typical.
And that's why he needed to be heard.
Fair enough. But like, if the incorrect question is being asked, you can dance away. But if that's being asked like that, then you hear like his actual frowned Grinch fucking answer. Here we go.
A vote and should have citizenship to this land.
Back up again.
The Israeli regime. You answer the question. You say that the Israeli regime should dismantle the system that now exists, and that all Palestinians in the land of Gaza and in the West Bank should have the right of vote and should have citizenship to this land, and they cannot be removed from their homes. You say that, right? You accept that,
yes,
right?
Of course. I think that they should be citizens of an independent state in Gaza, an independent state.
No, I didn't say that. I did not say that. Don't change.
Shameless.
No.
He's embarrassing me.
Piers Morgan. Look at Piers Morgan. Look at Piers Morgan.
People in Gaza are.
He was like, yo, my makeup. He's trying to swag away from he's trying not to laugh. He's like, yo, get the fuck out of here. Good catch. So, yo, there's something in my eye right now. Damn. Got an eyelash in
bullshit
there
in my
somewhere,
eye.
You know?
I got bullshit in my eyes.
I think, by the way, I think like Pierre's been holding back laughter the entire time because Alan Dershowitz is fucking embarrassing. He's an embarrassing person. Good luck to him, man.
Can cook like a barbecue.
It's good luck to him. Man. Good luck to that fool, man. He's so embarrassing. As like, dude, you live your life for this shit, man. Like, go to Paris and like fall in love somewhere, man. Like, what the fuck are you doing here? Why are you so like?
Who's gonna fall in love with that?
That's what I'm saying. If he wasn't here, he'd be like being a better guy somewhere else. What the fuck is he doing? What the fuck is he doing? What's wrong with this guy? Okay, whatever. All right, here we go. What an embarrassing like person. Here we go.
No. I didn't say that. I did not say that. Don't change. Don't change the. No.
Pierce down. Pink eye.
The people in Gaza are refugees from Palestine.
He's trying not to laugh.
Answer the question. Answer the question. The people in Gaza are refugees from Palestine. They are not from Gaza. Gaza was a village 50, 60, 70 years ago. The people in the West Bank, many of them are not from the West Bank. Many people in Jordan, they are not from Jordan or Lebanon
no one's in Jordan
or in
right
Syria or in Egypt. The Palestinian population that has been expelled from their homes, that have been kicked out of their homes and have been decimated for decades, you believe that within Palestine, what is now today called Israel, plus the West Bank and Gaza, that they should have equal rights and citizenship?
Let's remember how it started. 1947, the UN partition.
No. Just say yes or no.
Oh my God! This nigga try to go to the history.
The people who run Israel
put his
came from
finger in front of
Europe.
the
We know
camera.
where they
Nah.
came from. They came from Eastern Europe for the most part. Many came from Russia. We know that. They're not Semites. I'm asking you a simple question. Just say, should the Palestinians in Gaza and in the West Bank and the Palestinians who've been expelled from their homes,
You
who
get ran
are
over
from
like
that
a
land,
rat.
who
Let
are
me
Semites,
answer.
should
Let
they
me
have
answer.
equal rights and citizenship? This is
The
a
answer
simple
is
question.
and
The
let me-
host of the
yes,
show has asked you the question, and you tried to
Would you
shift the
please-
question.
Well, let him
and say
answer.
something else.
Let him answer.
In
No, he didn't
1947,
answer.
nations divided what was then a
In
place called
1947.
Palestine, named by the Romans, into two areas.
By the
One where there
Romans,
were a
yeah.
majority of Jews, and that could be a Jewish state, and the other, which was much larger, with the arable land, which could be a Palestinian state. Palestinians would have had a completely free state on the West Bank and in the Gaza,
can't do it.
and the Palestinian leadership, led by a Nazi named Husseini, turned it down and refused and attacked Israel.
Yeah, Alan Dershowitz is a fucking devil worshiper. It is what it is. I mean, I already knew that. I probably already said that before, but like it's kind of extra blatant. He's a fucking devil worshiper. It is what it is. Here we go.
Completely free state on the West Bank and in the
Kinda clear as
Gaza,
day to me.
and the Palestinian leadership, led by a Nazi named Husseini, turned it down and refused and attacked Israel in a genocidal war against Israel. That's what caused people to leave their homes and abandon their villages. Ben-Gurion wanted to welcome them all, kept them there, let them have a two-state
Alan
solution.
Dershowitz is
Israel
not
said
saying
yes.
his actual
The
beliefs.
Palestinians
I
said
think
no.
he's a liar.
That was
He's
the
a bullshit
origin of the
devil worshiper.
conflict. And we can't go back in time now. Obviously, things have changed. But I want complete equality for everybody. I want every.
May I just interest you because as a lawyer, let me just tell you one thing for your own sake. It's only it's for your own sake. It's not for the sake of. It's not for the sake of argument. What you are saying, the argument that you're making, these fairy tales worked before October the 7th. They worked because the West had the propaganda machine. The West had the centers of knowledge. It worked, and most people did not know the truth. So they worked. But the mistake that you made was that after October the 7th and the South African complaint to the ICJ, after October the 7th, in the complaint that the South African government put to the ICJ. In that complaint, they showed the genocidal intent of your regime, your Israeli regime. And after that, we saw it carry out that. And gradually as time, anyone can read it online. I advise all the viewers to use the search engine to go and look at the South African complaint to the ICJ.
It's false.
After that, okay, people can read it. It's just quotes. It's just quoting your prime minister.
You know what?
It's quoting your.
No,
You know
fuck
what?
Pierce. Talk over him.
And then people saw the genocide.
I'm calling a
Pierce.
timeout now.
I'm calling a
live
timeout.
on television for the world.
Just to be clear, I think it's probably pretty clear to viewers now why negotiations took 21 hours and why the war is still raging.
No, this is not a capture of that at all. Pierce. But he's an idiot. Well, yes, he's an idiot, but he's also like a full shit artist, in my humble opinion. There's a lot of capture that's not being captured. Let's put it that way. And I don't know why he's stepping in right now, but he is, I guess. I guess he got the eyelash out of his eye, right? And he figured it out. Okay, good for you.
Somebody told him nobody can hear what Dershowitz is saying. It's like fucking glitch noise.
He has the fucking sound like the fucking thing on Discord, right? Where if like he has his audio out loud like through a speaker in the attic somewhere, and thus when he talks, if someone else talks, like cuts off his own talking.
Right.
But yeah, well, either way, it's like Yeah, when it comes to people's perception, Mirandi's gonna win the day. But I'll let them finish so I can end this fucking video finally. Here we go. Like a minute left, I guess.
Negotiations took 21 hours, and why the war is still raging. But I appreciate you both.
Really, that was a
agreeing
war
to
of
debate with each
aggression.
other.
Iran did not attack the United States. Iran did not attack the United States. And the United States is sacrificing the world for this ethno-supremacist regime.
It has killed so
The
many
United States is sacrificing the entire
all I can
world
say is
for
good
this
luck. All I can say is good luck to the negotiating teams who are trying to bring this war to an end, because
Yeah, okay. Yeah, your words are kind of okay. I'll end it there. Tried to sneeze. But there we go. I mean, well, we know Dershowitz is a fucking lie. I know his aesthetics are gonna like win the day. He has a fucking Star David tie, right? In all blue, Israeli color blue. And he looks like a fucking goon. He does. And yes, his arguments are also goon-like as well. But there should be pushback for Professor Marandi. It's just he may not get any because of, or he may not hear any because of the circumstances that we're dealing with. Like, it is what it is. Like, this is the representative of U.S. and Israeli involvement in the Middle East at all, or other conflicts, but mainly the Middle East. There's no like actual pushback for like why this is wrong. And once again, the original statement over here, like, Iran is fully prepared for all-out war. Like, now is that some guy who's like some peace-finding looking person? I don't think so personally. But does it matter for the audience? No, because they're not thinking so hard, are they? Unfortunately, thus we're stuck with this. But you know what, Piers Morgan? Actually, good answer, Piers Morgan. Good luck. Good luck. If this is the actual standards of things. Once again, I get people like picking Marandi. I get why they're picking Professor Marandi. I get why. Makes sense to me. I understand. But you know, there's bigger questions on planet Earth for humans that are not being answered. But this will win the day, and I'll leave it there. There's your video. Please subscribe if you feel like. Comment, agree or disagree. Is Dershowitz made of AI? What do you think? Tell me in the comment section, amongst other things. Like, please tell me. Did Dershowitz keep his underwear on? You tell me in the comment section. What do you think? Also, the serious stuff too. Tell me what you think. Please. Link, share, pass over, whatever the fuck, with the links in the description box.
Passover.
That's right.
I knew you were a Jew.
Shout out to Rugrats, Passover, and Moses and all of it, and part the Red Sea if you have to. Share those charity links to anyone you want to, or donate yourself. Please do so. Also, please join the Discord if you feel like. We're in that Discord right now. All opinions are welcome. It is what it is. So please join if you feel like. And obviously, everything I showed you will be linked in that same description box. Maybe I share these things too. Why not? Should I share this too? Laura Loomer with the Azov Battalion, TYT bullshit, and Dershowitz and Mark Levin talking to each other. You know what? Fuck it. I might share those too. Why not? So you can rabbit hole and study for yourself and look into it. So please do so. Most importantly, with all that said, I'm going to play Apex and also give this video a thumbs down.